windows, doors, party plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The pressure in Pittsburgh has shifted to Steelers quarterback Kenny Pickett following the firing of offensive coordinator Matt Canada. Even with an offense that ranks near the bottom of the NFL in points and yards, Pittsburgh's still in the AFC playoff mix at 6-4. So will the change at OC help that postseason push? ESPN NFL analyst Andrew Hawkins.
You're changing offensive coordinators at the most crucial point in the season, right? And you're going into this division, the best division in football, and looking at what they have down the stretch, it's going to be tough sledding for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Chargers linebacker Joey Bosa put on IR with a foot sprain. He'll miss at least the next 4 games. Giants quarterback Daniel Jones told the Up and Adams show he had surgery to repair the ACL in his right knee and is facing 8 to 10 months of recovery. NBA 76ers center Joel Embiid left hip soreness out tonight against Minnesota in the second night of a back-to-back, first game he'll miss this season. UConn women's star guard AZ Fudd will miss the rest of the season with a torn ACL and meniscus. She'll have surgery at a later date. She suffered the non-contact injury last week at practice.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. They're close, convenient, and have the parts you need fast, along with excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge Studios.
That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Yusuf. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Oh, by the way, it's a hump day.
It's hump day.
Hey, Muse.
Hey, let's go.
It's not Friday.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
It's not, but it feels like Friday.
Hump day. It's hump day, Muse.
It's hump day.
Standing in the hall.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Muse feeling bad for himself out there. Tell you what. You know what, Muse? I actually know. I know what's up. The jig is up.
What's up?
You wish it were Friday.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I do wish it were Friday, actually.
Because you're 2 days closer to your date.
Ah, yeah, it's true. Yeah, creeping up on us here. Be here before you know it, Matt.
It's hump day.
Yeah. Muse!
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Going to the Aqua concert on Sunday. We got Mark Zeno in 15 minutes talking Falcons. We got Taylor Calandro later this hour.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Fantasy Blitz next hour. Carter Karels, who covers the Aggies, in hour 3.
It's hump day.
Russ Mitchell will be here.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
See what we did? We really combined the Wednesday and Thursday shows. Because we're not here tomorrow.
It's hump day.
But we are here Friday.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
All right, let's get to it. Happy early Thanksgiving to everybody. I'm sure a lot of people are traveling either into town or out of town, but we're glad to have you aboard with us here. As we mentioned, no show tomorrow, but we will be here on Friday. So whatever you're doing Black Friday, running the streets or watching football, we'll be here with you on Black Friday. So we're looking forward to it. Okay. We are going to Atlanta in 10 minutes from right now. We'll talk to Mark Zeno, our buddy who covers the Falcons. We'll get a closer look on the Atlanta Falcons as the Saints are ramping up prep there. But let us begin, as we do every single day,
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
All right, we are waiting on the injury report, first injury report of the week for Saints and Falcons, and that's obviously relevant because we are waiting to see what Derek Carr's status on the injury report will be. On Monday, Dennis Allen said Carr was still in the concussion protocol, so we're waiting on that. But, hey, Muse, what is the thing that happened yesterday that I hate the most?
College football playoff rankings.
Give yourself a ding there, friend. Give yourself a ding. There it is. I do hate the college football playoff rankings. Why do I hate them, Muse? Why do I hate them?
Because it's a bunch of dopes sitting in a hotel room in Dallas, and their opinion actually doesn't matter because everything's going to play out on the field.
Yeah. It's a bunch of self-important dopes.
My mistake.
In a suburban Dallas hotel ballroom. Because they're not actually in Dallas proper.
That's true.
Yeah, I hate the playoff rankings. They're stupid. Everyone at Washington or everyone at Florida State today is whining about being fifth, and who cares? Because Oregon or Ohio State, Michigan are going to play, and Florida State's got 2 games left, and if you win them both and you're undefeated, you're in the playoff. That's just how it's going to work. So whatever. But I couldn't help but notice today that LSU is 14th in the rankings. And I know everybody's going to do the weird, hokey, random Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for today? What's on your sports Thanksgiving table? All the really hokey sports talk radio topics that, well, I could be mean about it, but I'm not going to. You understand my point. But you want to know something I'm thankful for? I'm thankful this is the last time we ever got to worry about a 14 playoff. Because do you realize if this situation were carbon copied a year from now, what we would be doing today? What are the storylines? What are the pervasive storylines this week around LSU football? Muse, jump in here with me. What's everybody, with respect to LSU, what's everybody talking about?
10-win season. Finishing out a 10-win season.
10-win season possibility. Paulie, what else? What are you're cutting up all our stuff for YouTube every day and social media. What are some of the topics this week?
That would be Jaden Daniels and the Heisman run.
Jaden Daniels and the Heisman, Malik Neighbors, Biletnikoff, right? All that stuff. You know what nobody's talking about?
Playoff.
LSU-Texas A&M. A&M fired their coach. They're going to play at 11 a.m. on Saturday. Nobody really cares. But do you realize if you cut and paste this season into next year, like just cut and paste a year from now, do you realize what we're talking about right now? LSU's 14th. Remember, it's a 12-team playoff. We'd be looking at Oklahoma, who's ranked 13th, and their game against TCU. Man, can the Horned Frogs get it done? LSU needs some help. Ole Miss against Mississippi State. You don't think there's more LSU fans that be locked into the Egg Bowl? How much more meaning that game takes on? Penn State's ranked 11th. They got to go on the road to Michigan State. They've struggled on the road. Could Michigan State rise up, have a big day, and beat Penn State? You know how many Kentucky football fans there would be in the state of Louisiana on Saturday when Kentucky plays Louisville, who's ranked 10th? All of that stuff takes on greater meaning. It's not just LSU. Arizona's 15th. Arizona has a path to the Pac-12 championship still. Did you know that? Oregon State, they're ranked 16th. What if Oregon State beats Oregon? And they're 9-3. A week ago, they were ranked 11th. Close loss to Washington. What if Oregon were to go beat? What if Oregon State were to go beat Oregon this week? What would that do for their projection next week? You see how many? Like, look at all the teams that are sitting here at 8-3 right now. LSU, Arizona, Oregon State, Notre Dame, Kansas State, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's 8-3. I mean, the amount of teams that actually have something meaningful to play for in November expands. Players aren't thinking about opting out. Fans aren't having conversations about what crappy bowl game you're going to go to that nobody actually wants to go to. You're talking about actually playing toward a playoff where you're going to decide things on the field. And yeah, those top 4 or 5 teams, they're playing for a bye. Teams 5 through 8, they're playing for home field in the playoff. You're playing for so much every week. It's hard to believe that we actually have to have this conversation about why a playoff is going to be great for college football and more fun. Because instead of LSU beating up on Georgia State and yawning their way through a game against Texas A&M, we'd actually be talking about what do they have to do to get in the playoff. And if everything held right now and hypothetically LSU got to be the 12th team and you were going on the road in a first-round playoff game, as it stands right now, LSU would be on the road at Florida State, Doak Campbell Stadium, for a first-round playoff game. Would you like to see that game again in Doak Campbell for an opportunity to advance in the playoff? Because I would. Boy, I think that'd be a lot of fun to watch that one again. Thankfully, this is the last year we're going to go through a college football season without a real, true playoff. And y'all going to see. Everybody that thinks, oh, you're changing college, what's great about college football? No, you know what's happening with college football right now? All the tradition and the pageantry and the rivalries. You got opt-outs. You got players leaving. Coaches leaving. Because when your season's over, there's nothing to play for. And don't sell me the meaning of bowl games. It's crap. Nobody goes to bowl games, yet they keep adding more. Why? Because the old men in ugly blazers keep making money off of it. You watch bowl games and you see these stadiums a third full, 2/3 empty is a better way to say it. Yet they keep adding more bowl games. They have to have sub-500 teams fill bowl games, yet they keep adding more. Why? Because you have a sponsor and a TV network, you make money. And all the old dudes in ugly blazers just keep making money, so they keep making more bowl games. And the free labor's going, yep, peace. I'm going to go get ready for the combine. I don't blame them. But that ends next year. At least it dramatically improves next year. All right, it's After Further Review. Glad you're here with us. We're brought to you every day. Our show open brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of the New Orleans Saints and the official beer of the LSU Tigers. Drink easy in Louisiana with Bud Light. Hey, remember, we got a promotion going on right now. Saints-Lions, December the 3rd in the Dome. Our friends over at Mockler Beverage are giving away 4 tickets to the Bud Light Fan Zone. That's 4 game tickets in the Bud Light Fan Zone and 4 pregame field passes. If you want to enter, it's free to enter. Just text our show line. Text HOODAT to 225-396-4400, 225-396-4400. That's our show text line. Just text HOODAT to 225-396-4400, and you're entered to win. By the way, you can only enter once. Don't text the line every day. It's all attached to your number and your name. So don't text it every day thinking you're entering multiple times. You can only enter once. There are a lot of people who are pretty savvy, though. And I can tell that it's like a husband, a wife, and their kids all enter. That's fine. You got multiple phones, multiple phone numbers attached. You can do that. But just don't text me from the same number every day entering, because you only get to enter once. 225-396-4400. Drink easy in Louisiana with the official beer of the New Orleans Saints, Bud Light. All right, it's After Further Review. Mark Zeno will join us, talk some Falcons. Dirty Birds making a change at quarterback. What does it mean for this weekend in Atlanta as the Saints come off their bye? Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Hey, we are into the holiday season. Of course, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and our friends over at Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys are kicking off the annual Gordon Gives Bike Giveaway. So go to GordonGives.com. This year, Gordon is giving away 488 shiny, brand new bicycles. This is all dating back to his favorite Christmas memory when Gordon got a red Schwinn bike on a Christmas morning. And so now he's making Christmas morning special for a lot of kids across our state. This is statewide. By the way, the entry periods for Baton Rouge and Hammond extend through December the 7th. The rest of the state, Alexandria, Lafayette, Lake Charles, Monroe, Shreveport, November the 30th. So you've got 8 days for the rest of the state. Go to GordonGives.com. It's simple. GordonGives.com. Go to the website, GordonGives.com, and you'll see right there on the homepage how you can enter for your chance to win one of 488 bikes this Christmas from Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You know what to do. Get Gordon and get it done.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
I'm Tom Granick with Gil Martin, Wardo's Po' Boys in Natchez, Mississippi. On behalf of the Granick family, we invite you to run, walk, or stroll in the second annual Rudolph Roll. Held on the beautiful Natchez Bluff, this holiday event will kick off at 8 a.m. on December 9th and will include a 10K, 5K, and 1 mile kids fun run. Along with the race, there will be live music, drinks, and of course, Po' Boys. We're looking forward to an even bigger party this year. For more information, please check out the link on Wardo's Facebook page or scan the QR code. Hope to see y'all there.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
I think we have a decent feel for where we're at in terms of run defense. We're going to get tested. I think this is one of the better rushing units in our league. I think they block it well up front. I think they have a couple of runners that I think are really good runners, a little bit different style. And I think they're athletic at the quarterback position, which, is something that you have to account for.
Dennis Allen talking about the threat that the Atlanta offense poses against the Saints. Houdat's coming off the bye, heading to Atlanta to take on the Dirty Birds. Our buddy Mark Zeno, 92.9 The Game there in Atlanta. Also, you hear him nationally on ESPN Radio. Good enough to spend a couple minutes with us here on this Thanksgiving Eve. Mark, we appreciate you, man. How are you?
Matt, doing well. Always great to be with you, brother.
Thank you, man. Hey, let me just start with the biggest story, what I perceive anyway is the biggest story there in Atlanta this week, and that's going back to Desmond Ridder at quarterback. Can you just walk us through why ultimately that decision was made at this point?
I mean, he never really lost his job. He got benched because he couldn't hold on to the damn football. Like, you couldn't keep trotting him out there and watching him, make mistakes. He needed to kind of get a little spanking and put in time out for a little bit. That's all this really was. I mean, it was a pretty deliberate plan by Arthur Smith, to say the least, knowing what the situation was for the bye, and say, look, if Heineke lights it up for 2 weeks in a row, we'll revisit things at the bye, and we'll stay with him from that point on. But if he's as average as we expect him to be, which is pretty darn average, guess what? We can go back to Ridder right after the bye, give him 2 weeks to prepare for the Saints. And one of the few opponents from last year he's already seen, so maybe it helps him out a little bit. I mean, the biggest story in Atlanta, though, isn't even Desmond Ridder, which is kind of shocking to me. It's this fan base already wants Arthur Smith's head, which I can't understand. It's maniacal to me how we can sit there and blame Arthur Smith. I mean, Matt, take a look around the league, man. At least half of the league is starting a quarterback who is definitively not one of the 32 best quarterbacks on the planet that deserves the starting job in the NFL.
It's so
like it's so obvious how bad. I haven't seen quarterbacking this bad in 20 years. Like, it's pathetically bad this year across the board. Even the guy you guys are starting doesn't look like he should be starting anymore. I know I'm not talking about Jameis, but Derek Carr, who I always defended, has turned into absolute poo in New Orleans. So, I mean, you know, I don't know that this is Arthur Smith's fault. I mean, objectively, Falcons fans are moving the goalposts here. You took a flyer on a third-round kid from Cincinnati, not even a Power 5 school, and hoped it would work out. It doesn't look like it's going to work out. You can't say that for sure. I mean, the guy's only played 12 games in his career, but, you know, you see C.J. Stroud, he's played 10 games in his career, and he looks like the real deal. So you kind of know when it is. You might not know when it isn't, but you definitely know when it is. And to this point, Desmond Ridder isn't it. Look, the offense with him under center was much more productive. Even while they were losing games because of turnovers, they were still putting up close to 400 yards of offense every week. That's getting lost. You can't score points without getting yards, right? They're interchangeable. Mm-hmm. So if you're moving the ball, you're much closer. And the other biggest problem is the Falcons in the red zone is stunk. Now, that's on Smith. That is on the coach. He's got to fix that. He's got to figure out a way to execute better in the red zone, call better plays and everything else. But, you know, long story short, to a very, very long answer to a short question, it's more shocking that Arthur Smith is, at least in the eyes of Atlanta fans, should be coaching for his job, even though he's not.
Let's dig deeper on the offense, though, Mark, because, I mean, I see this offense that has presumably a lot of talent, right? I mean, you draft Bijan Robinson, you got Kyle Pitts, you got Drake London, yet it's 18 points a game, just under 19 points a game. What is the main culprit there? Why isn't Atlanta scoring more? Why aren't they more dynamic offensively?
Well, you got to remember, the turnovers, two of them from Ridder came in the red zone. You're knocking on the doorstep here. And the red zone efficiency has been bad. That's really what it boils down to. When you talk about yards per play, Falcons are in the top half of the league. When you talk about yards per point, they're in the bottom 5. You know, these are metrics that not only odds makers use, but if you're going to power rate teams, this is what you use to figure out who's good and who isn't. So, you know, there's a certain amount of just getting literally across the goal line that they have to do on a more consistent basis. I think some of that is on the coach. But, you know, again, remember, and this goes to more big picture stuff here. The Falcons chose to build their team this way. Go get a running back, go get a wide receiver, go get what is supposed to be a Swiss Army knife toy as a tight end. We'll revisit that later. But anyway, you give them all these things to play with, and you give them all these weapons, and then you get the quarterback. Or you could do it like how the Panthers are doing it. Draft a guy at the top of the draft, have him absolutely have nothing around him, nobody to block for him, nobody to hand the ball to, nobody to throw the ball to, and look what Bryce Young is reduced to. A guy who looks like he should be playing Pee Wee football. So, I mean, you know, the Falcons tried to give Ridder everything that they needed, and he has it, and he's using it, although, again, people in Atlanta will tell you that Bijan Robinson isn't being used correctly, although he's got the second most usage rate of any rookie in the NFL behind Jamar Gibbs. The only reason why Jamar Gibbs is number one is because Dave Montgomery was out for 3 weeks. So it's not like they're not using all the weapons that they have. Drake London is a dude. I think that guy will end up being a top 5 receiver in this league in a couple of years if he gets a quarterback who can legitimately get him the ball on a routine basis. But again, this all goes back to one position, as I keep indicating. You guys are probably sick of me saying this, but that's part of it. You know, I mean, it's the red zone stuff has got to be fixed. You got to figure out a way to just get the plays that work. And, you know, I would tell you that running a jet sweep to Jonnu Smith, where you have Kyle Pitts, who we now know can't block, trying to block the Danielle Hunter, probably a bad play to run in the red zone. That's on Arthur Smith. Stop running jet sweeps with Jonnu Smith, okay, and just get the ball to Drake, give the ball to Bijan, and be simple about it. You know, but then again, look, this is not a great offensive line up front. So you're dealing with that as well. There's a myriad of things that are going on here. And I just don't think it's the coach. I genuinely don't. This is about Jimmy's and Joe's, not X's and O's.
Mark Zeno's with us. 92.9 The Game there in Atlanta on Twitter at Mark Zeno. Flip it over to defense, Mark. Look, Ryan Nielsen into D.C. There's a lot of familiarity here, right, with all the ties. David Onyemata's there. Caden Ellis is the leading tackler. Does this defense resemble what the Saints like to do or were doing under Dennis Allen with Nielsen going over there? Has Nielsen sort of just reinvented himself or reinvented that defense?
He's pretty good. I'm not sure why you guys let him go. You should have paid him more. Terry Fontenot was like, hey, I'll take this Nielsen guy. He'll come with me and revamp the defense. Yeah, I mean, that was a very smart. No, not to mention, too, they invested $100 million on the defensive side of the ball to actually get better players, right? Back to Jimmy's and Joe's again. If you get better players, your defense is generally better. Jesse Bates has been a phenomenal free agent, pull at safety. He's certainly solidified the back end. We know what A.J. Terrell can do, but you just talk about the linebacking core and better tackling team, and they're just more disciplined. They're really smart. And this is, by the way, for the last 3 weeks, they're still without Grady Jarrett, who's one of the top 3 defensive tackles in the league. So imagine if they had him back. I mean, that's probably one fortunate thing for you guys, that you'll have a little bit of more freedom up front without Grady in there. But Nielsen has been everything. I mean, the guy's great. I mean, he grew a creepy mustache like Arthur Smith did, which I don't recommend. But beyond that, the guy can coach defense. I mean, he just flat out can. And that's why this defense is – and that's the crazy part. It's like, for years in Atlanta, they couldn't find a top 10 defense with a roadmap and a flashlight. Now they got one, and all of a sudden their offense can't find the end zone with a roadmap and a flashlight. So, welcome to Atlanta. That's kind of the way it goes. But yeah, I mean, I can't say enough good things about Ryan Nielsen and what he's done. This defense plays inspired football. They're really smart. They take advantage of opportunities. And look, they don't get to the quarterback as far as bringing him down with the regularity. But when you talk about pressure rate, knockdown rate, hurry rate, Falcons are in the top 5 in the league in all those categories. So they're affecting the quarterback enough to force them to make mistakes, and that's really helping them stay in games.
And if it comes down to a kick, I think everyone knows Younghoe Koo is one of the best in the league, and the Saints have had their own trouble there. But you obviously, I'm sure a lot of people know that Mark's also a betting analyst with Wager Talk. And remember, you and I talked before the season, and one of the things that you thought there was a lot of value was the Falcons' odds to win the division, and here you are with 7 games left, and they're a game behind New Orleans. When you sort of project both of these teams in the rest of the NFC South, what do you see there, Mark, as you look at the final 2 months of the season?
Well, I mean, look, this is everything for the Falcons, this game, right? You win this game, you have a tiebreaker in hand over the Saints, and you're tied for the best record in the division. Obviously they're going to play one more time, but you lose this game, you fall 2 back, and now you're already in the hole where you're going to need extra help just to push with the Saints. So if the Falcons lose this game, effectively, I think their divisional chances are done. Could they come back and win and get a wild card spot in a pretty mediocre, middle of the road NFC? Possibly, but you come back from 4-7, make a wild card spot and finish this thing 9-8 or 10-7. It's a pretty spectacular run that I don't know that with the quarterback that they have it in them.
That's
right?
Fair.
So I mean, as much as there is a must-win game in Week 12 for your season, this is pretty much it, and I think Arthur Smith knows that. In fact, I was kind of surprised to see the Falcons installed as a favorite here. Kind of tells you what odds makers think of New Orleans and the offense, that it's just, God, so painful to watch. They beat the Patriots 34-0 and then stink it up the rest of the way. Like, what the hell was that about?
I think they had a defensive score in that game, Zeno.
Lord.
There was a lot of turnovers they turned into points. I mean, it was one of those types of days, man.
I mean, look, I would have thought, I would have thought Derek Carr was going to elevate. I really did. I always defended Derek Carr when he was with the Raiders. The numbers that he put up were just always fantastic, and he was on bad teams and bad defenses, and he was finally going to a place with a good defense, and it just hasn't happened. And I'll ask this question because I kind of, curious what Saints fans think. But I kind of feel like Dennis Allen's like part of the problem. Like, I don't know if he's a very good overall coach. Defensively, I think he's very good, but I just don't get a feeling that he's a good coach. Am I wrong?
Zeno, it's like everyone's screaming it from the mountaintops. Like, why is this guy still the coach? It's very clear. I mean, I've been shouting for 2 years. He's a lieutenant, not a general. He's a really good defensive coordinator. He's a terrible head coach. Pete Carmichael's is an awful play caller.
And that's the thing. You can tell, and this is what I say about Arthur Smith. And go back to Dan Quinn. Like, when the Falcons started to struggle, you could tell Quinn was overwhelmed. He was overwhelmed by everything. He was overwhelmed meeting with the media. He was overwhelmed with the game plan. He was overwhelmed with game management. Like, you could tell, right? And I don't say there's a knock on Dan because I love the guy. He's a great person and a heck of a defensive coach. But some guys in that head spot, they can't handle it all. And again, go back to the bad quarterback play. Like, there are 4 coaches in the league right now that I would trust: Reed, Shanahan, Harbaugh, and probably Sirianni. That's about it. Like, after that, all these other guys, it's like, how are you still a coach in this league? Like, how did you? Who do you have naked pictures of that you still get to coach every week in the NFL? Like, we've hit this weird spot in the NFL where mediocrity is insanely high, and maybe it's all correlated because quarterbacks and coaches are everything of what make teams win, but. It's just, I look at the Saints, I'm like, that's still a really good defense, and I don't understand what Kamara and Olave and everything else that's even, the shell that was Michael Thomas, but still you got Lattimore on defense. Like, there's just a lot of good players, and it's like, yeah, they're 5-5, and they have some stinkers on their record.
It's perplexing, but obvious at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, before you go, where's the value? You mentioned it's a virtual pick'em. I think Atlanta is a 1-point choice here at home. What do you think about Sunday at noon?
Oh God, I wouldn't bet this game straight up with your money. So I mean,
I'd bet it with your money.
Well, sure. Then if you're going to do that, then just take the under straight up. But I mean, look, I think the Saints, if you're getting a 1.5, are an absolute fantastic teaser option because the Falcons can't beat anybody by margin, right? Not without a defensive score or something, or a special team stuff, not without something quirky happening. So there's a lot of great teaser options out there this week that you can get to. I mean, you want to take the Texans and the Saints, knock yourself out. I think that those are two games that are really, really good. If you want to look past Thanksgiving, obviously, and why not even take the Browns to 7.5? Like, credit to Russell Wilson because he's played really well this year. But I mean, that offense, man, like it is just painful to watch how they just continue to settle for field goals. It's like, it's Teddy KGB and Rounders just hanging around. It's like you can't get rid of the Broncos, and at the end of the day, like the Broncos offense, it's like, it's like when the lights come out at the bar at 2 a.m. It doesn't have to look pretty, but it'll get you home. Like that's what it boils down to.
He is Mark Zeno on Twitter at Mark Zeno. 92.9 The Game there in Atlanta. You hear him nationally on ESPN Radio as well. Check out his gambling content. Follow him on Twitter. You're the best, man. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for a couple of minutes, all right?
Same to you. Always a pleasure, brother. Stay well.
All right, we'll see you. That's Mark Zeno. It's after further review. I think he definitely said poo. He compared something to poo. The Saints offense. Was he compared the Saints offense to poo?
Yes, he did. Or it might have actually been, it was the Saints offense.
Or was it Atlanta's red zone offense? I don't know.
Maybe it was Atlanta's red zone. I don't know.
There was some comparison to poo, and then there was definitely a beer goggles reference there at the end. But if you called the Williamson Eye Center, you wouldn't need those beer. You see what I did there, Muse? Transition into the live read. WilliamsonEye.com. And look, if you want to see 2020, let the Williamson Eye Center help. Ditch those contacts and glasses forever. We're moving toward the holiday season. It's a great time to go get that evaluation. Sit down with Dr. Blake, do that consultation, see if you're a candidate for LASIK. Maybe it's EVO ICL. That's the implanted contact lens. It's the ICL. It's a new. It's not a new procedure. It's been around for 20 years. It's just becoming more in vogue and more popular. It's an alternative to LASIK. Check it out at the Williamson Eye Center. Give yourself the gift of sight. Do what I did 5 years ago and go with the absolute very best. Dr. Blake Williamson over at the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020 or WilliamsonEye.com. All right. We'll go around the SEC when we come back. A lot of people have heard the story now by Drew Brees saying he's left-handed. If you haven't heard it yet, we'll explain when we come back. Taylor Calandro will be here in about 15 minutes for Bourbon Dictionary. We got our Fantasy Blitz next hour, kind of combining our Wednesday and Thursday shows since we won't be here Thursday for Thanksgiving. But we're glad to have you hanging out with us here. If you're on the road for traveling for the holiday, we're glad that you're with us. Travel safely and got you hanging out here for the next 3 hours. So stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Well, I am pretty excited because tomorrow is the day. No, not tomorrow. Excuse me. Friday. Friday is the day in the Scone household. It's our family tradition that Erica and I started with Drew when we took him home from the hospital. We wake up on Black Friday, we go get some coffee, and then we go to Clegg's and get our Christmas tree. So you know where to find me on Black Friday morning. I'll be over at the Clegg's on Segan Lane. We'll get the Christmas tree. I'll bring it to the house, set it up, and then I leave and come to work, and I'll let Erica go turn our house into Santa's workshop, which is basically what she does. It's such a great family tradition. We love it, and the Christmas trees are at Clegg's. So if you're thinking about it already, I mean, of course you are. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Get your Christmas tree at Clegg's. Now, also remember, the Poinsettia Open House this Sunday, 10 to 2. It's at the Greenwell Springs location. More than 10,000 poinsettias. It is an incredible sight to behold, and it's this Sunday at Clegg's Nursery.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
His name was Cain. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on all new 23 Ford F-150 Black Widow trucks, plus $2,750 discount APR and 5.9% for 72 months. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Was talking earlier in the show about how I'm so excited for next year. It's a 12-team playoff because you'll be going into the final weekend of the regular season with a lot of the line. Be watching games all over about how it affects seeding, standing, who gets in, who gets a home game. More teams are impacted instead of worrying about stupid, meaningless bowl games that everybody's going to opt out of. This guy, Fred Schott, emailed me and said, if LSU was ranked 12th, would have a chance on the road? No. Yeah, great point, Fred, because LSU's best win. Hey, Muse, what was LSU's best win of the season, by the way? Best win of the season.
That'd be the Missouri, at the Missouri Tigers.
Yeah, the top 10 Missouri.
Yeah.
Did they play that game in Baton Rouge or in Columbia?
That was in Columbia.
Oh,
yeah.
No kidding. Great point, Fred Nito. Knocked that one out of the park. I mean, why is that? You know, and I don't know Fred, but he's probably an old man. No disrespect to old people. I'm not an ageist. I love all old people. But that's just such an old person mentality, just to crap on something for no reason whatsoever. Like, hey, that's a great. Let's not play games. Let's do that. Let's just let dopes in a hotel ballroom have supreme executive power to just rule over college football because Fred via his Yahoo email address thinks LSU wouldn't win on the road. So let's just not play a game then. Let's just let the dorks in the hotel ballroom debating game control and defensive efficiency. Let's just let them decide who's worthy. Let's not actually play games on the field. Who wants to see that? I'll tell you this much, Fred. If LSU was 12th and playing a first-round college football playoff game in Tallahassee at Doak Campbell Stadium, I know what your ass would be doing that day. You'd be watching that damn game just like me and the rest of the college football loving world because you know what? It's way more fun when you actually play it out on the field. You know what I'm not interested in? The ReliaQuest Bowl at 11 a.m. on New Year's Day against Iowa in front of 18,000 people with a whole bunch of backups playing because the players you actually give a damn to see are already getting ready for the draft. No, let's do that, Fred. Let's go around the SEC. Fred.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions. The Georgia Bulldogs.
Guarantee you Fred is over 60 years old. guaranteed. Kirby Smart gave an update on a handful of players battling injuries. Ladd McConkey and Ra Thomas dealing with ankle and foot injuries. Ladd is recovering. Ra unlikely he plays this week against Georgia Tech. Offensive lineman Tate Ratledge dealing with a knee injury, not taking practice reps as of this week. Of course, not only do they play Georgia Tech, but after that, a week later, they got to play Bama. So Georgia may be holding some dudes out this week against Tech.
The Arkansas Razorbacks.
Freshman defensive back Jalen Lewis became the first Razorback to announce his intention to enter the transfer portal. Played in one game this season and recorded 2 tackles. He's a 3-star cornerback from the class of 2022. He was the number 61 cornerback in the country, the number 562 overall prospect. He's committed back in the day to Arkansas over Georgia, Florida State, Auburn, Tennessee, and Oklahoma. So dude had himself some big-time offers. We'll see what the interest is like in the portal.
The Vanderbilt Commodores.
Vandy football flipped linebacker Jamison Curtis from Memphis, but they also lost a commitment from offensive lineman Harrison Moore. So Curtis, the commitment that they got, a 3-star, 6'1", 210-pounder, nationally number 1284, the number 112 linebacker, hashtag Vandy. Moore, the offensive lineman who decommitted, has offers from Georgia Tech, Stanford, Arizona State, Air Force, 6'4", 260 pounds, a little light in the loafers. Needs to get a little heavier there. Number 105 among interior offensive linemen. All right, let's get you some basketball scores, as there were some pretty significant games last night. By the way, how about the Otter? Nice night for the Otter on the hardwood. We'll get to that in a second. Auburn, no trouble with Alabama A&M. Beat them by 30, 84-54. And then a good one with Tennessee and Purdue, but the second-ranked Boilermakers outlasted Tennessee 71-67 in the Maui Invitational. Earlier today, Tennessee, back in on the hardwood in Maui, lost to number 1 Kansas 69-60. Ole Miss playing right now against Temple. That's a 4-point game. Ole Miss leads at 45-41 with they're just at the under 16 timeout in the second half. Later today, Missouri hosts South Carolina State. Arkansas is playing Stanford down in the Bahamas. Florida will play Pitt up at the Barclays Center up in Brooklyn. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy Trey Beal and our friends Gulf Coast Office Products, online at gcopnet.com. gcopnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. You know where to find them. Baton Rouge, New Orleans, North Shore, and Lafayette, and online at gcopnet.com. If you need office equipment, you need Gulf Coast Office Products. So Drew Brees is a lefty now. Not sure if you heard this. Brees was a guest on Greeny on ESPN Radio, and gave a little tidbit there about his arm injury, the shoulder injury he suffered back in 2005. Said, well, just listen.
I'll let you know a little fact. I don't throw with my right arm anymore. My right arm does not work. So when I throw in the backyard right now, I throw left-handed. I can play pickleball just because it's below the waist, but anything above my shoulders, I've got a hard time with. And it's probably a result of it's definitely a result of the injury that I suffered when I left San Diego. That kind of put me on the fast track to a degenerative shoulder and all kinds of arthritic changes and stuff like that. So no, I don't throw with my right arm anymore. So if I could, I would absolutely still be playing.
Drew Brees, he's 44 years old. Said if he could still throw, he'd still be playing. He'd be on the Tom Brady track. I mean, of course, Brees famously took care of himself with all of his preparation, but the arm clearly waned. Doesn't throw with his right arm at all anymore. He's a lefty now. Interesting, he also said that Miami, the medical that he got in Miami when Nick Saban was the head coach, said the medical was right. The long-term prognosis was right. Just that Dr. James Andrews gave him a lot of preventative measures to slow the onset of all those issues, which allowed him to prolong his career, much to the benefit, of course, of the New Orleans Saints. All right, it's after further review. We'll knock out a quick break. Come back, little Bourbon Dictionary with Taylor Calandro. Stay here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time, or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001. 752-0001 or 1hourbr.com. Something I've been telling you about. I love this time of year, obviously. You just get to see so many businesses and so many of our friends and neighbors who have love to give and lend a helping hand. And our friends at River City's 1 Hour Air are doing this for the first time. They're calling it Operation Christmas Spirit 2023, Adopt a Family. They're adopting 3 families this Christmas. So if you know a family in need who could use some help, send an email to Christmas@onehourbr.com. Again, that's Christmas@ onehourbr.com with name, contact info, brief description of the situation, and nominations will remain confidential. They'll review them all and then spread some joy with some great Christmas gifts. Again, you can see the post on their Facebook page with their social media or email christmas@onehourbr.com. Help River City's 1 Hour Air. Adopt a family this Christmas.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. $20,000 off plus no payments for 90 days on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
His name was Cain. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 988.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
They're the gang with the slang. This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
All right, let's get it, y'all. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so get your booze questions in. Email us, tweet us, text 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Taylor Calandro joins us. How are you, dude?
Yo, great. I'm in the belly of the beast right now.
You want to elaborate?
I'm at the grocery store.
So how's it going over there?
It's good, man. It's busy. Busy day today.
I'd imagine so. What is this more of a wine day for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of wine, obviously. But we sold a ton of liquor in the past couple of days too. Tons of whiskey. Everybody's drinking old fashions and such.
We'll be doing that tomorrow.
Of the sorts.
Of the such and the sorts. We'll be doing that tomorrow. I'm excited about it, too.
It's going to be a great day to drink whiskey tomorrow. Overcast and cold and good Thanksgiving day.
put on a sweatshirt, go sit outside, and get you a whiskey. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, light one up maybe.
I'll be doing that too. What is cigar? Is what he's talking. Cigar, Moose.
Yeah, Moose. Jesus.
Stop salivating over there,
Good
Moose.
Lord.
It's like Pavlov's dog.
I can hear him.
I know. Over there just howling.
Disgusting.
That's what he does. What's new? What's new?
Well, I was going to talk about our 1792 foolproof barrel we got Monday, but it's gone. I just sold the last bottle 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
So, yeah, we had a 1792 foolproof barrel.
It was really neat. It was really great.
It was really good. Sold 25 cases in 2 days. I didn't think it was going to go that fast.
Oh,
but,
my God.
Yeah, 1792 in general has just been hard to get, even just the small batch. So, I understand. It was 125 proof, and it's gone. But Friday morning, Black Friday, is the national release day for Goose Island Bourbon County brand stout. And we are going to have the regular Bourbon County, and then we're going to have two variants, the Backyard Rye and the Banana Foster.
Is that the one that you said you were going to get, like, literally one beer?
No, I got a Sam Adams Utopia, and actually I sold it last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It took a couple of days, actually, even after the radio show. I was shocked.
Okay.
But it's always a $300 beer. I don't know why it's shocking that it took a few days to sell.
Well, I mean, there's people out there
so we got two variants. The Backyard Rye is a stout with Marionberry, boysenberry, and another type of berry, and then the Banana Foster is a Banana Foster's.
The schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
Yeah, really good. But they did the Backyard like 10, 11 years ago, and it was one of my favorite stouts I've ever had.
Awesome.
So
we got a lot of questions coming in, so let's get to it. You can tweet us, email us, text us, 225-396-4400. Let's start on Twitter. Keith Walker said, ask Taylor, King of Kentucky or Old Forester birthday bourbon?
I've never had King of Kentucky. And I've had Old Forester birthday bourbon. It would be hard for me to go against Old Forester birthday bourbon.
You know what's interesting?
I understand each year is a little different, but from what I've had, a couple years of it, it's fantastic.
I got a birthday last year. Forgive me. It was a 2020 birthday bourbon, and it was magnificent. The only one that I had prior was maybe from 2017, and it was not magnificent. So my initial thought of birthday bourbon was that it was overhyped, and then I cracked open the 2020 birthday, and it was...
They've had a few misses over the years with it, but the majority of it is excellent. It's one of the hardest bottles to get that we get every year. We get like one or two a year. I think we're going to have one in the raffle this year.
Awesome. Brandon Frederick asked Taylor, he said best holiday whiskey, and actually had another one. He said, what's the best cask to finish whiskey in? He says, I see every kind, but which typically gives the best flavor?
Well, the cask finish is largely up to you. I mean, Toasted Barrel is obviously like really, really popular now, and that's not. I guess the cask finish, but that's really popular. My favorite type of cask finish is rum cask because I like rum. Speaking of rum cask, I should have mentioned this. We have the Wild Turkey Master's Keep Voyage on the shelf, which is like the Master's Keep is one of their special releases that they do every year, but it's a 10-year bourbon aged in finished in rum barrels.
Cool.
Yes.
Greg Lehman, this is a good question. He said, ask Taylor, how does he design the shelf layout for liquor, beer, and wine? Do brands pay for shelf placement or are brands placed at random? I guess those are called slotting fees, right? But how does that work?
So that's actually a good question. With us, I have the freedom. We don't have a set, so I just basically do whatever I want to.
So good.
I try to make it as much sense as possible. If you've been to either one of our stores, we don't have a lot of space, so like we just try to cram as much stuff as we can on the shelf.
That is true.
But like Walmart and stuff like that, they will have paid placements and stuff like that. But nobody determines where stuff goes on our shelf, but me and my dad basically.
Nick Dana said, "Ask Taylor, I have a fifth of Buffalo. Outside of drinking neat or on the rocks in an old fashioned, what are some unique cocktails that you'd recommend making with it?"
You could do a good little Manhattan with that. Buffalo Trace is so versatile and inexpensive.
Yep.
And speaking of Buffalo Trace, we also have some of that. I got some of that today too. I meant to mention that too.
Grayson Lovick, let's see, we got about a minute left. What's the best bottled pre-made eggnog?
Well, I mean, alcoholic, it would either Penn Dutch or Evan Williams. A non-alcoholic, I would say like Klein Peter.
Chris Broussard, any death by coconut?
No, I do not carry Oscar Blues beer anymore.
Roderick Claiborne, any white Hennessy left?
Yes, we do have at least one bottle left. I think they're $100 too.
Jason Jobs, what's Taylor's favorite Paloma recipe?
Just your basic Paloma, tequila, grapefruit, and a little squeeze of lime. Basically, maybe a little splash of soda in there too if you're feeling frisky.
All right, give us the raffle deets.
Raffle deets, we'll be releasing. I've been talking to Gord this week, but December 14th in person. I will be putting stuff on social media Monday, so look for it on Facebook and Instagram. All the details will be there. And we don't start selling tickets until the week of. I think it'll be December 11th.
It is that time of year. All right, Taylor Calandro, we appreciate it, man. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Matt. Thanks.
We'll see. All right, that is Taylor Calandro. This is After Further Review. Let me knock out a quick break. Two Power 5 head coaches making waves. We'll get to that when we come back right after the top of the hour. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Mold Zero is now pure restoration. Same patented non-toxic dry fog, a new expanded menu of services. Because they are licensed general contractors, they can handle demo and build back if you need it. But listen, we're talking about everything from single-family homes to hospitals, universities, schools, gyms, police departments, city halls, restaurants. They had a 200,000 square foot facility where they killed the mold and had it reoccupied in 48 hours. Let me say that again. A 200,000 square foot facility that had a mold infestation. They had the mold killed and the building reoccupied in 48 hours. You want to be more efficient and more cost-effective? You want pure restoration. Look, Louisiana is the mold capital of the world. See those black spots all around your air vents? That's mold. Mold Zero is now Pure Restoration. Let Pure Restoration help you out. Pure-restoration.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At Corval Toyota in Opelousas, we're featuring 2023 Toyota Tundras with $2,000 bonus cash. $2,000 bonus cash offer on Toyota Tundras. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Relentless reporting gets results.
I'm never going to stop until we get the answers you need.
Uncovering more as the powerful try to cover things up.
What happens in the dark will always come to light.
Founding new principles and practices for the state of Louisiana.
Chief Investigative Reporter Chris Nakamoto.
Chris Nakamoto and the Investigative Unit. Recipients of Columbia University's prestigious DuPont Award.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. $20,000 off plus no payments for 90 days on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast office products.
Step inside an Infiniti QX50, and you'll find a suite of driver-focused features tailored to your tastes. But most of all, you'll find luxury that lets you feel infinitely you. Visit your local Infiniti retailer today.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Seahawks listing quarterback Geno Smith as questionable tomorrow night against the 49ers. Running back Kenneth Walker III is doubtful. Jets quarterback Zach Wilson accepting his latest demotion without objection. Doesn't believe he's being scapegoated for the stagnant offense. Tim Boyle starts in the Black Friday game versus the Dolphins. Trevor Siemian the backup. Wilson is the third QB. And there's a reason New York stayed with Wilson so long this season after Aaron Rodgers went down with a torn Achilles week 1. ESPN's Kimberly A. Martin.
I think the Jets weren't ready to give up on Zach Wilson, because then you have to say, hey, we made a mistake in taking him second overall. They went all in on Aaron Rodgers, and with all the pieces, they're Aaron Rodgers pieces. And then the offense doesn't change really because it's suited for Aaron Rodgers. It seems like all systems failure right now.
Kimberly Martin on Unsportsmanlike. UConn women's star guard AZ Fudd will miss the rest of the season with a torn ACL and meniscus. She suffered the non-contact injury at practice last week. She'll have surgery on her right knee at a later date.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen. Coming up Thursday, we'll get you ready for a huge turkey day filled with food, family, and, of course, football. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge Studios.
That's right.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Hey, shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Kind of combining our Wednesday and Thursday shows because we're not here tomorrow. So our Fantasy Blitz, which we normally do on Thursday, we'll do today. Of course, got 3 NFL games tomorrow. How about it, man? You actually got a good lineup. It's not often that we've said we're excited to watch Detroit play on Thanksgiving, but the Lions and the Packers could be really interesting. The Cowboys hosting the Commanders. Maybe a bounce back for Washington as that number continues to swell. And then the Niners and the Seahawks, a battle first place there in the NFC West. So hopefully 3 really good games. We'll get our Fantasy Blitz again in about 12 minutes from right now. So before you set your fantasy football roster, check with our guys at whotostart.net. That's whotostart.net. Darin will be with us in about 12 minutes. All right. There are, real quick. There's 2 stories that I want to get to involving Power 5 coaches that are rocking the boat a little bit today. I'll get to that. But very quickly, while we were, in the last hour, the Saints injury report, the first Saints-Falcons injury report was posted. Let's just go through this really quickly because there are some relevant topics here, and we'll elaborate a bit more later, but here's where it starts. So Jimmy Graham and Ryan Ramczyk each had their rest day on Wednesday, their veteran day off, so they didn't practice. Marshawn Lattimore did not practice with the ankle injury. James Hurst did not practice with an illness. Kendre Miller did not practice, ankle injury. Isaiah Foskey was limited, so that's good to see that Foskey is back, limited with the quadricep. And Derek Carr, full participant. So that's... excuse me. Hey. Please rise for Derek Dallas Carr, the Empty Yards Emperor. My apologies. Show that man his respect. By the way, are we going with Empty Yards Emperor or Emperor of Empty Yards?
I like the Emperor of Empty Yards.
Paul, what do you think? Because I'm going to take your advice. I'm not going to listen to whatever Musso wants.
I think we go Empty Yards Emperor.
Oh! Empty Yards Emperor! See, here's my thing. Like, do we just play the horns like when we say his name? Or when I say the Empty Yards Emperor?
Well, I mean, I thought you were supposed to refer to him from heretofore as the Empty Yards Emperor and not Derek Carr.
But heretofore, by the way.
Heretofore,
not heretofore.
Yeah. Heretofore.
Heretofore. It's one word. Heretofore.
He hath returned.
Who?
The Emperor of Empty Yards.
No. Just when we say his name.
I like that. That's good stuff.
We're talking about Derek Carr. By the way, stand up.
Oh, yeah.
In the presence of the mentioning of the name of His Highness. Stand up, Paul. What are you doing?
You're gonna take his advice.
I know. Well, at least put the camera on yourself so we can see you stand. There you go. All right, now you may be seated. All right. This is so ridiculous. I like it, though.
It's pretty good.
The more ridiculous, the better. All right, Atlanta, meanwhile. Maybe the most notable thing here is Younghoe Koo, their place kicker, who is awesome, by the way. And if this game comes down to a kick, and you're talking about Younghoe Koo or Blake Grupe, Younghoe Koo feels automatic. Blake Grupe is anything but. Younghoe Koo didn't practice on Wednesday. He's listed with a back injury. So Younghoe Koo and Calais Campbell were the two that did not practice. Mac Hollins, David Onyemata, Taylor Heineke, D. Alford were all limited on Wednesday. So we'll get an injury report Thursday. Then again on Friday when we're back here, we'll have a much better sense of how all those players are looking. All right, after further review, we're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen and SouthPointVW.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at SouthPointVW.com. Remember, sign and drive going on right now at South Point Volkswagen. So if you are thinking about a new vehicle, what a great time to get by South Point Volkswagen. Nobody moves more Volkswagens than South Point. They're Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer, so they can give you the best deal. Sign then drive. 0 down, 0 due at signing. No first month's payment. No security deposit. Sign your name with little else. You're driving away in a brand new vehicle from South Point Volkswagen. I'm thrilled with my Atlas Cross Sport. Go test drive and find your favorite model today at South Point Volkswagen. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction? Two Power 5 head coaches, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, and Dave Clawson of Wake Forest, both made some waves in the last couple of days with comments they made. Let's start with Coach Prime, who in the NIL era and the perception that when a coach is going to bring his luggage and he describes it as Louis, there are a lot of perceptions that are going to be made, and that's that they're buying players. And Deion Sanders wanted to clear the air.
One thing about it, we're not an ATM. That's not going to happen here. If you come to Colorado to play football for me and the Colorado Buffaloes because you really want to play football and receive a wonderful education, and all the business stuff is going to be handled on the back end if that's the case. But we are not an ATM. You're not coming here to get rich unless you really come here with a plan to go to the NFL and get your degree, not to come here and be money bag yo.
And he was very clear also. Like the verbiage he used, he said point blank, we are not going to buy anybody. Listen.
We want players that want us. Trying to convince somebody and doing that and being held hostage financially, we ain't with that. We want players that want to be a Colorado Buffalo and want to come here for all the right reasons. Academically, the city is so darn beautiful. It's just ignorant. It's so beautiful. And just people that want to be a part of what we're building. We're not going to buy anybody whatsoever. So that's how we approach it. We have tremendous needs.
When he said we're not going to buy anybody, that's the bold italics underscore when I hear it. Because there's always this impression that with NIL, like we all think and know players are getting money. Like it's, like you're paying players. And it's under the guise of NIL and being funneled through a collective and all that sort of stuff. But semantically, you can't say that. What's so interesting to me is that coaches are very brazenly saying, we're not buying it. In Deion saying, we're not going to buy anyone, he is acknowledging players are being bought, which we all know. Again, it's just very different to hear coaches say it. That's why when Nick said it about A&M, it became a giant story. When Lane Kiffin said it about A&M, it became a giant story. When Mark Stoops said it about Georgia a couple of weeks ago, it became a giant story because you have head coaches acknowledging players are being bought. And they're saying it very openly and very brazenly. So the more that happens, the more accepted it is. You become numb to it, and the more people are just going to allow that to happen. Like the rules will alter to allow for that sort of thing. That's one. Two, if Deion doesn't buy players, can it actually work? That's the question. Who is famously or infamously the other coach? I'll ask you, who's infamously the other coach who says we're not buying players, we're not doing the NIL thing?
Dabo Swinney.
Dabo. Everyone knows it, right? And isn't that the big question about Clemson right now? Can Dabo actually continue to thrive in an NIL transfer portal era if he won't use those tools? So ask the same question to Deion. Isn't it fair to ask the same question to Deion? Like, if you're not going to use the transfer portal, there's probably dudes that will go play for you because you're Deion Sanders. There are guys that will go play for you because you're you. There's a lot of them that won't. They want their bag, and they're going to go get their money. So can you make it work? That's going to be something worth watching for sure. Okay, the other thing. Did you hear what Dave Clawson said? Some of you going, Matt, who's Dave Clawson? Dave Clawson is the head coach at Wake Forest. And Wake Forest this last week played Notre Dame. And, of course, Notre Dame's starting quarterback is Sam Hartman, who played 5 seasons at Wake Forest and then transferred to Notre Dame. Well, during that game or after the game, Notre Dame had this video tribute to Sam Hartman where they were playing Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You. And Dave Clawson was sort of put off by Notre Dame, right? Dave Clawson was sort of put off by that. Listen to what Dave Clawson said about Notre Dame honoring Sam Hartman.
We saw it last week in South Bend, right? I mean, it's, here's a guy that we recruited and we developed, and, they're putting a video on him saying, "We will always love you." And I'm like, you only dated him for a couple of months. It can't be love. We're the ones that love him. We had 5 years with him. You rented him for a season. So, and that's, they bought him and rented him for a year, and now they love him. So that's, that when that video played, it's just like, holy cow, this is where college football is.
This is where college football is. Hey, what does he mean by that? Muse, what does he mean by that? This is where college football is.
He means the NIL and transfer portal era.
Oh, yeah. It kind of sounds like he's bemoaning it, right?
A little bit.
This is where we are? Huh. Hey, you know that old saying about when you don't throw stones when you live in a glass house?
Yes.
You ever heard the name Bryce Gagnius?
No.
Well, he plays for Wake Forest, and he used to play at Villanova.
Oh.
You ever heard of Walker Merrill?
No.
Yeah, he plays for Wake Forest. He used to play at Tennessee.
Oh.
You ever heard of Jacob Roberts?
No.
Yeah, he plays for Wake Forest too. He transferred in there. Let's see. Let's play this game. You ever heard of Jaeger Bull? Jaeger Bull?
Jaeger Bomb?
Jaeger Bull. Jaegerbull. Jaeger Bull.
That is awesome. But no, I've never heard of him.
Well, he used to play at Rice. Now he plays at Wake Forest.
Oh.
Kobe Turner, Eldrick Robinson. We could keep going and looking at the list of all the players that have played at other programs and then transferred into Wake Forest during the transfer portal era. But my point is, Dave Clawson, don't be a hypocrite. You're using the transfer portal too. Sorry, your best player left because you're Wake Forest and he had an opportunity to go play at Notre Dame. And you're not Notre Dame, you're Wake Forest. But you're using the transfer portal too. KJ Trujillo started his career at Colorado, transferred to Wake Forest. Kevin Pointer started his career at ULM. Got a chance to go to Wake Forest. You don't think that hurt ULM? Luigi Villan, Michigan to Wake Forest. Christian Turner, Michigan to Wake Forest. Shocker here how that's happening, huh? Don't throw stones when you live in a glass house, Dave Clawson. All right? I guess this is where we're at in college football. Huh. What if you had North Carolina A&T playing there at Wake Forest and you're running a tribute video to one of the guys who started his career there, or Rice came to play at Wake Forest and Jaeger Bull was being honored? How would you feel if the Rice coach was like, I don't know who the Rice coach is, was like, oh, well, Jaeger, we recruited him. Careful, bro. Hey, man, you can be a lot of things in life. Just don't be a liar or a hypocrite. And Dave Clawson, you a hypocrite, bro. You're out there using the transfer portal and you're bemoaning a team that got your best player. That's on you. All right, it's after further review. I got to go. Fantasy Blitz. Darin Tietgen will join us next. Get your fantasy football questions in. Do it now. It's AFR.
AFR.
Okay, y'all. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. If you're making your final preparations, get on by Rouse's. Which Rouse's doesn't matter. Wherever you are in Louisiana and really along the coast, you're near a Rouse's. There's 60 locations from Lake Charles all the way to Orange Beach, Alabama. Tell you all the time, of course, look for the Rouse's branded products. That's the red Circle R logo. And everything you see with that red Circle R logo, the Rouse's branded products, you know that they sourced everything as much as they can locally. Hey, remember also, tomorrow is Thanksgiving Day, and Rouse's is open. Their hot deli bar is open on Thanksgiving Day from 11 to 2 with traditional meal offerings. So if you're maybe having to scale down Thanksgiving, you don't want to do a ton of cooking, glazed ham, turkey and gravy, fried chicken, green bean casserole, the sweet potato casserole as well, shrimp mirliton, you better believe it. Not as good as my Grammys, though. Mac and cheese, they got it at Rouse's. This feels like home.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Life in Louisiana is like a run-on sentence. A poem that doesn't rhyme. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on all new 23 Ford F-150 Black Widow trucks, plus $2,750 discount APR and 5.9% for 72 months. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Hey, boat owners, check it out. It is the holiday season, which means it's time to buy yourself a gift by taking your boat to the next level with our friends at Front to Back Boat Service. Now is the perfect time to upgrade your boat and get it ready for that warmer weather, whether that's trolling motors, HD sonar, anything and everything. The Sherman family's been at it for 30 years, and Devin's going to take you through 30 more. Find him on Facebook at Front to Back Boat Service or go to fronttobackboatservice.com.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
The best
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird. After further review, this is the Fantasy Football Blitz.
Do you know who I am?
Powered by whotostart.net.
Who the hell are you?
whotostart.net.
King of the Who?
The Fantasy Football Blitz.
Who the bitten?
This is the Fantasy Football Blitz, powered by whotostart.net.
All right, let's do it. Week 12 in the National Football League. 3 games on Thanksgiving. Normally we do this on Thursdays with Darin Tietgen. It's our Fantasy Blitz. Powered by whotostart.net. But, of course, tomorrow is Thanksgiving. You have 3 games tomorrow. So let's get D in here now to answer your fantasy football questions. How are you, dude?
I'm doing good. Looking forward to some turkey tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Turkey and football, one of the best days of the calendar annually. All right, let's start with the games tomorrow. I guess we could start with the games tomorrow, Darin. Who we keep an eye on Thanksgiving Day?
Kind of just breaking it down, Detroit and Green Bay. Obviously, Detroit's rolling right now. The entire offense is going to be great. However, their defense on the back end is a little susceptible. So look for guys like Jordan Love, Romeo Doubs, and maybe even Christian Watson to have some decent games for the Packers. Moving to the Dallas game, Dallas also rolling. That entire offense should do well against a Commanders team that's pretty much given up. Maybe Sam Howell, if you look for some garbage time stats out of him for the Commanders offense. And then the evening game, definitely like all of the offensive players on the Niners. Seahawks, their defense is kind of sneaky good, but they'll allow just enough for guys like Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and of course Christian McCaffrey to have solid outings as well. So that's what we're looking at for tomorrow.
All right, Darin, and no teams on a bye this week, but any sleepers?
Yeah, we got a couple guys that we're looking at. Kyron Williams is back for the Rams. He has a great matchup. Look for him to overtake that Rams backfield once again. And then in terms of a wide receiver, Demario Davis, wide receiver for the Patriots. Really like him in PPR format there with a good matchup himself. So those are a couple guys we're looking at.
All right, we're going to get to your questions. So before you set your roster, check with Darin, whotostart.net, the2start.net. Remember, they got their mid-season special going on right now. It's just $9.99 for the rest of the season. So $10 gets you all the answers to your fantasy football questions for your roster for the rest of the season. So win your league, win some money, or just bragging rights. Let whotostart.net help. Go to who2start.net.com, who2start.net. All right, let's get to your questions. You can email us, tweet us, or text 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Scott Morvant said, let's see, who to start, Sam Howell or Geno Smith?
Yeah, Geno Smith's got that bum elbow. Obviously got a tough matchup there. Obviously he's at home, but it's a tougher matchup. Sam Howell probably going to get you close to 275, maybe even more yards, and a lot of in garbage time. So it doesn't really matter as long as you get the yards. It doesn't matter how it happens. So I think you go Sam Howell there.
Running back question: he's got Stevenson or Singletary. Who to start?
Yeah, I mean, if Damian Pierce is out again, Singletary is a great start. I think that you probably lean that way up until it's announced whether Pierce is going to play or not. But right now, Singletary looks like the play.
Quarterback question from Brandon. He said, who to start, Purdy or Herbert? Who to start?
Yeah, don't like Herbert's matchup at all this week. Baltimore just really locks down quarterbacks. Guys like Herbert are usually kind of matchup proof, but in this case, I'm benching Herbert where I have better options. So I think Purdy is a better option.
Quarterback question. This is Sean. Said who to start. He's got Jordan Love or Trevor Lawrence. Who to start?
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence looked pretty good last week. Has a pretty solid matchup at Houston. I think you get at least 25 points out of him from the quarterback spot. So I'm going to lean Lawrence there.
Receiver question, Chris Olave or Brandon Ayuk, who to start?
A couple of really good wide receivers. At some point, you got to maybe trade one of them for upgrades later or elsewhere, excuse me. If I'm looking at one of the two, I think I got to lean with Ayuk. That offense is just really hot right now.
All right, here's one from Ronnie. He said, Darin, is Sam Howell a good play? He said, I had Burrow. Mayfield, Love, and Russell Wilson are also available. I still got Sam Howell. He said waivers tonight. Sounds like Love is a better play. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think either Love or Howell are kind of in the same boat. They'll be throwing from behind, as we like to say. Dallas the defense is solid, obviously, but the Commanders aren't really playing for anything but to kind of play spoiler. Sam Howell's been in the top, 7 or 8, 10, somewhat like that, quarterbacks in terms of fantasy all year. So we have him just outside the top 12, but I think he's probably the best play if you're looking at picking somebody up off the waiver wire.
Let's see if we can get a few more. Zach Charbonnet or Deebo Samuel, who to start? That's from Andrew.
Yeah, Charbonnet looks like he's going to be the main guy there for Seattle with Kenneth Walker out, but don't really like the matchup. So I think Deebo has a little bit more explosive plays in him, so I think we go Deebo there.
All right, this one, he lists 4 players and needs 2. He's got Brian Robinson, DeAndre Hopkins, Zach Charbonnet, Garrett Wilson. Pick 2 of those.
Yeah, I mean, I love Wilson, but right now with Tim Boyle starting at quarterback, I got to put him on the bench. And then I'm also, I think got to bench Charbonnet there until we see what he could do with the lead role there. And then, of course, like I said, he does have a tough matchup. So I think he'd go with the first 2.
All right, Darin. John gets the last one. He said, who to start at his flex spot? It's a full-point PPR. He's got Charbonnet, Ford, or Olave. Who to start?
Well, that's a tough one. I mean, Olave, has more explosive plays in him. Probably the better bet for a touchdown. So I'm going to lean towards Olave there, but it's close.
Darin Tietgen, who2start.net, numeral 2, who2start.net. Remember, $9.99 is the midseason special. Gets the rest of the season, all your questions answered for just $10 over at who2start.net, who2start.net. All right, Darin, we appreciate you, man. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for the time and for being flexible, man.
Not a problem. Thanks for having us.
All right, but we'll see. That's Darin Tietgen. It's AFR, brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Energy-efficient replacement windows, beautiful entry doors, hardy plank vinyl siding. Actually had a buddy this morning I was talking to saying, man, it's weird the conversations you have when you get older. Usually it's like, hey, where are we going to go eat or drink tonight? Today it was literally, I was standing outside with a buddy who said, I need shutters for my windows. I said, call Relief Windows. I literally on my phone just grabbed the Relief Windows website and texted it to him, reliefwindows.com, reliefwindows.com. Windows, door siding, and now shutters too, of course. Custom made to order for your home. They do great work. And when they leave, it's like they were never there. They'll clean up after themselves. They're a delight to work with, and they never take $1 until they're finished and you're thrilled. It's Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here on this Hump Day edition. No shows tomorrow, of course, being that it's Thanksgiving. We will be back on Friday. So if on your Black Friday you're riding around and maybe chauffeuring to and from different stores, going shopping for the Black Friday deals, our full lineup is here on Black Friday, so we'll look for you there. If maybe you're just sitting at home, vegging out, watching football, have the football on TV, have us on your second screen or via your Alexa speaker, whatever it may be, your smart speaker. We'd love to spend Black Friday with you. So we'll be back for our full lineup live on Friday, and we'll look for you then. All right, it's after further review. We'll knock out a quick break. More West Coast shade being thrown at Jaden Daniels. We'll get to that, and also our Pluckers trivia question. It is Pluckers trivia night tonight at, Pluckers, the Blue Bonnet location only tonight. We'll get to that. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Right about Hudco Roofing and HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing and HudcoRoofing.com. Happy Thanksgiving from our friends, from all of us at Hudco Roofing. If you have an issue with your roof or think you might, remember, Hudco Roofing can help. Go to HudcoRoofing.com. We are statewide. Started up in Bossier 20 years ago. Jeff and Sherry Hudson have continued to expand. We're statewide now, and we're thrilled to be part of the Hudco family here in Baton Rouge. Me and Richard Tilley and Ryan Terrio, we'd love to help you out. So if you have or think you might have an issue with your roof, HudcoRoofing.com. You can give us a buzz, 364-1007. That's in the 225, 364-1007. Or you go to the website, HudcoRoofing.com. When you look at the top of the page of the website, you'll see all the phone numbers for every area code right at the top of the page of the website. If you'd rather Just fill out the form on the homepage. Someone will be in touch with you. It's Hudco Roofing. Commercial or residential, roof repairs or roof replacements, it's Hudco Roofing. Do business with someone you know. HudcoRoofing.com.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Tiger fans, be a part of the ultimate LSU experience on Sunday, December 3rd, when you finish on the 50-yard line at the Our Lady of the Lake Health Tiger 10K. Visit 1045ESPN.com today to register for a free pair of race entries. And for more information, visit Tiger10K.com.
Earlier this week, there was a lot of hullabaloo here because of what John Canzano. I keep saying Canzano. John Canzano. What he said earlier in the what he tweeted earlier in the week. And I spent a lot of time on Monday talking about it because I just wanted to lend some perspective on the Heisman and Heisman bias as it exists, and which it does, of course. I mean, that's why the Heisman Trust divides the votes regionally to counterbalance bias, which is both perceived and real. And then, so Ryan Leaf, who does a lot of media now as well, you might remember, of course, was a Heisman finalist himself back in 1997 as quarterback at Washington State. So he's a Pac-12 guy. Ryan Leaf was, I guess, was this his podcast? What was he on? Do you know what was this?
I'm not sure.
The Straight Line Pod. There it is. So his podcast. So he was talking about Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix and Michael Penix. Here's what Ryan Leaf said.
If Jaden Daniels was at Oregon or at Washington, he would be the backup. Those two have to be thoroughly in front of Jaden Daniels. Plain and simple. Take nothing away from the young man. He is awesome to watch. But it's just plain and simple. That's where we are at right now in terms of the Heisman conversation. If it's not simply Bo Nix and Michael Penix Jr. right now, alone at the top, I don't know exactly where else we're looking.
So that's the really confusing thing. Ryan Leaf says it's got to be Bo Nix and Michael Penix, plain and simple. And then gives no explanation as to why. Take nothing away from Jaden Daniels, except you took everything away from Jaden Daniels. So if it's not Nix and Penix, I don't know where else we're looking. Well, the place we're looking is Jaden Daniels, because Jaden Daniels is still the betting favorite to win the Heisman. He's at -115, and Bo Nix is at +130. He's the betting favorite. What are you talking about? You don't know where we're looking. And I'm not going to discredit Ryan Leaf, because a lot of people are saying, well, he was an NFL bust, which he was. I mean, he was an NFL bust. And he's had issues in his life, but he's also, I think, done a really remarkable job of overcoming a lot of those issues. He went to prison. I mean, he did a great interview on The Pivot with RC and the guys talking about hitting rock bottom and going to prison and basically bettering his life because of it. But anyway, the tough part when you're hearing the counter argument to Jaden, and I get it, we're all biased here. And Jaden plays at LSU. We're in Baton Rouge. We're in the belly of the beast. We've had a front row seat for it. He's spectacular. He's the betting favorite. I mean, but yeah, we're all biased as well. The thing that I sort of disapprove of is is tearing down one player to elevate another. Like, let Bo Nix or Michael Penix's case stand alone. If you think that Bo Nix is the best player in college football this year, then make the case for Bo Nix. If you think that Michael Penix is the best player in college football this year, then make the case for Michael Penix. And by the way, there's a strong case to be made. They're phenomenal football players, and there are a lot of Heisman voters that are going to vote for those two guys. That's not surprising. There's also a lot of voters that are going to vote for Jaden Daniels. And the reason that Daniels is being considered and is the favorite while being the quarterback of a 3-loss team is because he is the most outstanding player in college football this year. I mean, we've been over it. He's leading in every category, and he's doing things we literally have never seen before in the history of college football. So, yeah, I mean, there's a great reason why Jaden Daniels is where he is, because he's awesome, and he's having the best season of any player. His team isn't. So that's really the differentiator. Jaden Daniels individually is having a better season than Bo Nix and Michael Penix. If Jaden Daniels didn't exist, Nix and Penix would be your clear-cut number 1 and 2, and they'd be duking it out and probably playing in the Pac-12 championship game for the Heisman Trophy. But Jaden Daniels does exist, and he's having the best season. That's why this is such a difficult decision to make, because Jaden Daniels is very clearly the most outstanding player in college football this year. And he leads the country in every significant statistical category, man. I mean, that's why this is what it is. He leads the country in total yards. He leads the country in passing touchdowns. He leads the country in total touchdowns. He leads the country in yards per play. He leads the country in passer rating. He leads the country in rushing yards among quarterbacks. Like, he's the best player. He's just on a 3-loss team because his defense stinks. So we'll find out how the voting goes. Just cheer hard for Oregon State this weekend. That's the best thing you can do if you're an LSU fan. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here on this Hump Day edition of AFR. We're brought to you by Michelli Weighing and Measurement. Michelli.com with more than 30 offices across 11 different states. You know where to find them. They're online at Michelli.com. If you weigh or measure something, I tell you all the time, they sell, service, and rent the products that you use to weigh and measure. You want to weigh out that turkey? Maybe you had a whole truck full of turkeys. They got big industrial scales that you can use. You're flying somewhere this Thanksgiving. When you put your luggage on that scale at the check-in counter there at the airline, at the ticket counter, that scale, look to the side, you'll see a little green and blue Michelli sticker. It's Michelli weighing and measurement. You need your equipment and precision measurement devices calibrated. Michelli can do that. On site, ship it to them, or they can come by your office and pick it up. It's Michelli weighing and measurement. Michelli.com, Michelli.com. Okay, let's do a little Plucker's trivia, shall we? Hit it, Muse.
It's time for Plucker's Trivia. How many will Musso get wrong today? Plucker's Trivia. Every Wednesday night, 7:30 at Bluebonnet, 8 o'clock at Nicholson.
All right, by the way, normal hours at Plucker's on Friday. I mean, they open up at 11, Friday and Saturday. So you can get by and watch your ball. All right, Muse. Here we go, 3 questions.
All righty.
Rather than chick, what is the name for a baby turkey?
Chick?
Rather than chick.
Oh, chick. I thought you said chick. I'm like, what is that? Okay, other than chick, what is the name for a baby
That's 440,
turkey?
Paulie. I mean, your boy didn't hear me say chick, like a baby chicken.
Or similar.
What's
anyway,
going on with your boy over there?
Let's see.
A little bit. I think we know.
A giblet.
Did you just make up a word?
Yep. Sure did.
Let's just move on.
What is the answer?
A poult would be the...
A poult?
P-O-U-L-T, a poult.
Oh, like a poultry. I got you.
Muse, which character on Friends detested everything to do with Thanksgiving due to a traumatic childhood experience?
That would be Chandler Bing.
That would be Chandler Bing. Rip Matthew Perry.
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. One more, Muse. You ready?
Yep. Why are you... Well, I don't like the way you're looking at me with that, but all right, here we go. Boy, this is going to be...
In the episode of South Park.
No. Did you know?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I swear. We were quoting South Park in the top of the hour parade.
Oh, man.
I was going to do the City Airlines. I'm like, now someone's going to mishear the wrong thing.
Yes, they are.
Okay. All right, here we go. In the episode of South Park titled Starvin' Marvin, did you see it?
The
Starvin' Marvin.
Off the title, I don't know. I mean,
oh man, okay. Kenny's family's Thanksgiving dinner consists of a single can of what kind of vegetable that they realize they can't enjoy due to not having a can opener?
I don't. I don't think I haven't seen that one. Corn? I don't know.
It was a fair guess. Green beans was the answer. Green beans was the answer. There you have it. Pluckers Trivia. Y'all get on by Pluckers tonight. Trivia only at Bluebonnet this week. Of course, LSU is out for Thanksgiving break. So no Nicholson Trivia tonight. Just Bluebonnet tonight, 7:30. She's got family in town. Y'all get on by Pluckers. I mean, we got Maction tonight. You got a smorgasbord. You got college basketball. You got the NBA. Get them by Pluckers tonight. Bluebonnet. Got family in town. Get your team together. Go win some Pluckers gift cards. Make a night of it over there. Watch some action. Watch some NBA. Good night to do it. Pluckers Trivia, 7:30 at Bluebonnet tonight. All right, back to normal next week. Okay, after further review, we'll knock out a quick break, come back. Muse will do Tigers in the pros. We're headed to College Station in 15 minutes. Our buddy Carter Karels will be here. He covers the Aggies. So we'll get a closer look at Texas A&M, how their prep's going. Russ Mitchell, about 30 minutes from right now. Ton to do. Glad you're here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Glow Resources, complete employer solutions. That's Glow Resources, online at glowresources.com, G-L-O, glowresources.com. Remember, at Glow Resources, they specialize in skilled blue-collar labor, welders, carpenters, heavy equipment operators like crane operators, but also on the admin side, civil construction, maritime, service company, even appliance companies. Not only that, but Glow Resources also has a professional placement division, and they source people from all over the world. So if you need managers, Glow Resources can help there as well. Stop guessing when it comes to hiring. Remember, with Glow Resources, the customer, you, the business owner, you get a guarantee for 60 days that the employee is the right fit. So if it doesn't work, they'll find a new employee for you at no cost, or they'll give you a prorated refund. It's Glow Resources. People work with them because they're cool, they're easy to work with. It's Glow Resources, G-L-O, glowresources.com.
Relentless reporting gets results.
I'm never going to stop until we get the answers you need.
Uncovering more as the powerful try to cover things up.
What happens in the dark will always come to light.
Founding new principles and practices for the state of Louisiana.
Chief Investigative Reporter Chris Nakamoto.
Chris Nakamoto and the Investigative Unit. Recipients of Columbia University's prestigious DuPont Award.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's a luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2. Glad you're rolling along with us here. We'll head to College Station in less than 15 minutes from right now. Karels will be here. Russ Mitchell. In about 25 minutes from right now, Otter lock still to come. We got a lot to do, but right now, let's go. Let's do it. Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now. Presented by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, where Baton Rouge gets engaged.
All right, let's start with basketball, shall we? A couple former Tigers in action last night with the Trail Blazers. Of course, Skylar Mays, that didn't get the start last night, but did contribute 21 minutes off the bench, totaled 6 and 3 on the night, 2 of 5 shooting. Duop Reith also came in off the bench last night for the Blazers. Double-figure scoring night for Duop Reith. 4 of 6 from the floor, 2 of 3 from behind the arc for 10 points. Stole the ball twice, plus 15 for Duop Reith in 13 minutes of action. Toronto Raptors, Garrett Temple. Little contribution off the bench last night. Couple points, couple assists for the former Tiger. Still going strong in the NBA. Some NFL notes here. Yesterday, you might remember we talked to you about Jamal Adams. Of course, he was dealing with a knee injury. Had to fight back from injury, missed the first 4 games, then had the concussion, now had the knee. Pete Carroll was optimistic after he missed the Week 11 game that the rest and short week and walkthrough and whatnot would allow him to
He's got a knee.
To play. He's got a knee.
You hate to see
would allow him to play on Thursday night. Well, final injury report out. Jamal Adams, full practice yesterday and today with the knee.
Even with a knee.
Even with a knee.
Full practice with a knee.
He has a knee.
He's got a knee.
Has a knee. I guess you could say he had a knee at this point.
Had a knee, but now the knee's good.
Because there's no designation, so he looks like he's going to play Thursday night against the 49ers in a very pivotal game.
So he hasn't got a knee?
No, he had a knee. It held him out.
So he hasn't got a knee?
No, he hasn't got a knee.
Good.
He had a knee, held him out. Now he's ready to go.
Great to hear.
The NFL announced their nominees for the Art Rooney Sportsmanship Award. Couple Tigers on the list there as well. Lloyd Cushenberry is the nominee from the Denver Broncos. Danielle Hunter, the nominee for the Minnesota Vikings. The Art Rooney Sportsmanship Award, founded in 2014, goes to player who demonstrates best qualities of on-field sportsmanship, including fair play, respect for the game opponents, and integrity of competition. That's Tigers in the pros.
What? No, I'm serious. You just mumbled at the end. I have no idea what you just said.
On-field sportsmanship, fair play, respect for the game and opponents, and integrity in competition.
Got it. Oh, there's no Maction tonight. How did I mess that up?
Darn.
I thought there was Maction tonight. Nope, no Maction. Thanks. Shout out Rob Neely who texted. No Maction tonight.
It's unacceptable.
I know. So we got no football tonight. Tell you what, but the Otter. By the way, shout out Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com. lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, y'all. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. The next holiday, as you all know, is Christmas. Gentlemen, if you're thinking of popping the question, thrill her with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. More than 40 years. Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, and online, lmfj.com. lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. What were we starting to say? Oh,
I wasn't starting to say anything.
No, we were starting. I was starting to say. Okay. Otter. So Otter was 0-2 last night on his Maction plays.
Mm-hmm.
He gave us the first half under in Eastern Michigan Buffalo. He gave us Western Michigan, which got annihilated by Bowling Green. However, the Otter laid out 2 college basketball picks, and I must say, Muse, I am feeling pretty optimistic about the this infant college basketball season after what the Otter laid out for us last night. Our dear friend, the Ottfather, gave us Marquette plus the 4. Not only did Marquette plus the 4 hit, Marquette blew out number 1 Kansas, 73-59. The Ottfather also gave us Purdue on the money line against Tennessee, and Purdue beat Tennessee 71-67. So the Ottfather went 2-0 in college basketball last night, and I am hopeful that he may, when he's with us in a bit, I'm sure he'll give us his Thanksgiving plays, the 3 games tomorrow.
For sure.
I'm hopeful that there might just be a few college basketball plays in there.
I'm kind of the same way, man. I was watching that Marquette-Kansas game last night.
Why were you doing that?
I was in bed. I needed something to watch.
Oh, no.
It was a late game, and I picked it up like right at halftime. Marquette had a slight lead, and they came out in the second half, man. I was just like Rocking chair.
Purdue and Marquette are playing right now. Don't love that.
I mean, you got the tournament up at Barclays. I mean, you got some stuff tonight.
There's some stuff tonight. We'll see. Otter's got to give us something tonight. So hopefully we got it. I know we had, why am I blanking? They had one of the handicappers from VSiN on their show today. It was a college basketball. So maybe we'll be able to get some plays from Otter tonight. We'll get something from Otter tonight for Autolocks. All right. It's After Further Review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. We're brought to you by Traction, TractionSports.com. Traction, where champions are made. Of course, love telling you about Traction every single day. Big congrats to Mac Chiwilli and the gang over at Traction. Their deal with Our Lady of the Lake to sell 40% of Traction to Our Lady of the Lake to become partners with Our Lady of the Lake. Phenomenal for our entire community. As we say all the time, if your son or daughter wants to become their very best in whatever sport it is, there is no place better than to get the professional sports-specific training at a world-class facility like Traction. TractionSports.com, TractionSports.com. For leagues, camps, individual and small group training, it's all there for you at TractionSports.com. Traction, where champions are made. You heard Muse talk about it in Tigers and the Pros, the Art Rooney Sportsmanship Award. The Lloyd Cushenberry, Daniil Hunter representing their team. The Saints representative is center Eric McCoy. So shout out and congrats to the Saints starting center out of Texas A&M being named to the Sportsmanship Award. The Saints representative for the Rooney Sportsmanship Award. Hour 3 is next.
AFR.
Brought to you by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette, online at theantiagingclinics.com. I want to remind you, they are closed tomorrow for Thanksgiving. They're also closed on Black Friday over at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. They'll be back open on Monday. But listen, we're in the holidays, y'all. And a lot of people during the holidays, you stress eat, you gain weight. Remember, semaglutide, a once-a-week injection to help with weight loss. The success stories are incredible. If you want to learn more, the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana can help. They have semaglutide. Dr. Howell can get you started with that consultation. So start there. Give them a buzz. 753-1234. That's the Baton Rouge location. 753-1234. Or online at theantiagingclinics.com. Remember, they're on Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, Bluebonnet right near Perkins, and they're on Ambassador Caffrey in Lafayette. And always online at theantiagingclinics.com. Again, that's theantiagingclinics.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. $20,000 off plus no payments for 90 days on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Seahawks expect quarterback Geno Smith to play against the NFC West rival 49ers tomorrow night. He's dealing with a triceps contusion on his throwing arm. Running back Kenneth Walker III is doubtful. Steelers quarterback Kenny Pickett today weighed in on the firing of offensive coordinator Matt Canada, said the change means they all need to be better. Feels like a challenge to the offense to step up the final 7 games of the season. Will the new OC help Pittsburgh's playoff push? ESPN NFL analyst Andrew Hawkins.
You're changing offensive coordinators at the most crucial point in the season, right? And you're going into this division, the best division in football, and looking at what they have down the stretch, it's going to be tough sledding for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Even with a
less than stellar offense, the Steelers are in the AFC playoff mix currently. Chargers linebacker Joey Bosa on IR with a foot sprain. That means he'll miss at least the next 4 games. Giants quarterback Daniel Jones told the Up and Adams show he had surgery to repair the ACL in his right knee. He's facing 8 to 10 months of recovery. UConn women's star guard AZ Fudd will miss the rest of the season with a torn ACL and meniscus.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge Studios.
That's right.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR presented by Pluckers. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
And Mr. Toby Tumpley. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. For those of you who are driving home with us, a lot of you might have already hit the road for the holiday, but glad you're here. We are off tomorrow for Thanksgiving. We are back here on Black Friday. Full lineup of shows. We'll look forward to leading you into your holiday weekend. A ton of football on Friday to digest and talk about. Of course, recap everything from Thursday. We just can't quit Carter Karels. I tell you what, guy went from covering Notre Dame to covering Florida State to now covering A&M. We just can't quit him. He's good enough to join us now to help us preview LSU and Texas A&M from Tiger Stadium on Saturdays with Gig'em247 on Twitter at Carter Karels. Thanks for the time, man. How are you?
Good. I appreciate you having me, man.
It's always our pleasure. Hey, man, give me a little bit of a vibe check in College Station since the Jimbo firing here as they play out the string.
Yeah, things have sort of settled down as far as just the shock that happened when he was fired after the Mississippi State game. But yeah, in the middle of a coaching search. I know they're trying to get it done before the transfer portal opens on December 4th. So kind of in the heat of it now, and I would expect it to get announced within the next week or so.
I'll come back to the coaching search if I could at the end. But what is getting more attention there in College Station? Is it this finale against LSU, or is it the coaching search?
Oh, the coaching search, no doubt. I mean, I think there's sort of a sense of like LSU could beat A&M by 70, and it's like, who cares? The next coach is what really matters right now. Now, obviously, a big focus has been roster retainment and trying to keep these players happy. It's why they kind of did what they did as far as timing goes with letting go Fisher. It kind of gave them some time to adjust. And, had they done that after the LSU game, then, oh, crap, you're kind of having to run and hurry and get a coach in place after the portal opens. And so I think that's why they did what they did. And ever since then, that's been kind of what has dominated the attention for sure.
Carter, is that when you say that there's way more focus on the coaching search than the LSU game? I would assume that's the program at large and the fan. But what about the players? Did they seem focused on Saturday?
Not this last Saturday, not one bit. I mean, they looked like a team that was sleepwalking. They really started off poorly. Obviously, they had the pick six on the second offensive play of the game against Abilene Christian. And, it's just kind of an uninspiring win. But I think that, hey, if you can pick which game to have that, it'd be the ACU. And I think they kind of considered ACU like a bye week to allow them to adjust. I don't think they were expecting to come out firing. I do still think there is a lack of focus among the team. This is a once in a century kind of move, a $76.8 million buyout, and the timing of it, and just how talented this roster is, and the expectations that they had. This is sending shockwaves not just in the A&M locker room, but in the college football world at large. So, I wouldn't expect them to be entirely focused, but, I mean, LSU and Baton Rouge, players are going to get up for that. It is going to be a game where they obviously, want to go all out for. So I do think they'll be more focused this week, but I still think they're pretty distracted.
Carter Karels, Gig'em247. He's on Twitter at Carter Karels. I'll give him a follow. It's Karels with a K. Who's going to play quarterback against LSU Saturday?
Who's going to be the quarterback, you said?
Yeah.
I'm thinking Jalen Henderson. It hasn't been entirely decided yet, but Max Johnson's got 3 cracked ribs on his left side. Left-handed quarterback. Kind of hard to throw. He got cracked ribs. He played through it. He had cracked ribs that he played through, but it's going to be hard. I know they rested him the last 2 games in hopes that he could be ready for this game, but I'm kind of in see it when I believe it mode when it comes to him playing.
So what does the offense look like with Henderson as opposed to what it looked like with Max Johnson or Connor Wigman?
Yeah, Henderson's another lefty, a lot more mobile than Johnson. So I think he's someone that is going to use his legs a lot more. He's still a third-team quarterback, very inexperienced, came from Fresno State, where he only played kind of as a reserve there. Looked great in his first action against Mississippi State and kind of fell back down to earth against ACU. But yeah, I mean, he can make some throws. It's just not all there with him yet. He lacks kind of that experience, but the playmaking ability is what you want to watch with him. He can, run around the pocket, run for a 20-yard gain, run around and complete a 30-yard pass down the field. It's not like the typical third-team quarterback who walks into the game and is just kind of dink and dunk. So he'll make some plays out there, but definitely a big drop-off from Connor Wigman.
Look, Carter, it's no secret. LSU's defense is atrocious. What I mean, but look, when you're into game 12, you just have to call it what it is.
Yeah.
What might A&M have success with offensively against LSU?
Yeah, well, I mean, with Henderson using his legs, I think it could be a big advantage. I mean, I think the thing with LSU is you kind of expected Harold Perkins to be this dynamic pass rusher again this year. LSU hasn't been very good as far as stacking the quarterback and the pass rush and all that kind of stuff. So I think for a struggling offensive line, that should give you an advantage to maybe, hey, give more time for these receivers downfield. I mean, they do have a lot of talent in that wide receiver room when it comes to Nia Smith and Moose Muhammad, Noah Thomas, Evan Stewart. And so, yeah, I think kind of that downfield passing game may be where the advantage is. They've taken more shots down the field with Jalen Henderson these last couple games. So I think that could be something. And like I said, Henderson with his legs could be a threat as well.
Flip it over to the defensive side. I think that's kind of the story, right, Carter? We know A&M's got a lot of talent on defense. It just hasn't always come together. Where is maybe the consistent part of the strength of that defense right now?
Well, they've got two fantastic linebackers. Edgerrin Cooper, he's not up for the Butkus Award, which is crazy to me because I don't think there's been a better linebacker in the country this season. He has just been everywhere, leads the team in basically every category, will be a top 100 pick this next year. Torian York, as a true freshman, 3-star recruit, has way exceeded his expectations. And then the defensive line has also been, a threat to be reckoned with. I think they have almost 40 sacks this season. And you're just loaded with talent there with guys like McKinley Jackson, who will be, a draft pick next year. Walter Nolan, former 5-star recruit. And, there's just a lot of talent on that defensive line. And, they've been a lot better at stopping the run this year. Only really bad game against the run was against Tennessee, but it's that secondary where the big question is. And that's what you got to be worried about when you're facing a team like LSU that's got guys like Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas. It's not a good recipe for that defense.
I mean, nobody's really stopped the LSU offense. The feeling here is like they're going to get theirs. It's just, can the defense get enough stops to give the offense an opportunity to build a lead? I know the line's 11.5. It's double digits. Is this a game that you expect LSU to be able to win and win comfortably?
I think so. I think LSU, still pretty motivated, could get 10 wins. I know the season hasn't gone the way they would have hoped. I mean, if they just had an average defense, you're probably talking about a playoff team right now.
Believe me, brother, that's been the story here for about a month now.
Yeah. And, Daniels is still playing for a Heisman. I know he's the favorite, and he's going to be motivated to put up some numbers. But I just think this A&M team is still a little distracted, has some holes. I mean, it's a bad matchup defensively because every good passing team they've faced so far has torched them, and they're not really good against mobile quarterbacks. And so I think Daniels is going to light them up. I think their receivers will light them up. And, I don't know if it'll be a total blowout, but I do think there's potential that could happen.
Carter, before you go, and Carter Karels is our guest on Twitter at Carter Karels, Gig'em247. Could you just give us the Cliff's Notes thumbnail version of the catch-up on this A&M coaching search?
Yeah, a lot of crazy rumors out there, and
no kidding.
we have. I mean, there are people speculating, Ryan Day might be a candidate, and it's like, okay, let's calm down a little bit. But there's been some consistent names with the search, Jeff Traylor being one of them at UTSA, Mike Elko, the former A&M defensive coordinator, now at Duke. And then you got guys who were maybe long shots. I mentioned Day. I think he is way outside of the realm of possibility, but certainly someone that has been mentioned. Kalen DeBoer at Washington as well. And then Jed Fish from Arizona has been a guy who has been mentioned to me a few times in the last week as somebody that, there's mutual interest there. But again, I think that the timeline is the portal opens December 4th. I think A&M wants to have their guy right before that. But then you also have potential candidates who could be in conference championship games. And, like Kalen DeBoer maybe in the playoffs. So it's kind of tricky logistics-wise if you're still holding out hope for some of these long shot guys. But I still expect A&M to get this done before the portal opens because I know that's kind of their primary objective here.
He is Carter Karels on Twitter at Carter Karels, Karels, Gig'em247. We appreciate it, man. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for the time.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man.
All right, be well. It's After Further Review. We'll knock out a quick break. Talk with Russ Mitchell next on AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by the Watermark Hotel and the Renaissance Hotel. The Watermark downtown, the Renaissance Southtown. The Watermark's gorgeous, man. I was actually looking out the building out the window upstairs down here at Guarantee downtown. You can see the Watermark, it's so gorgeous. It's Baton Rouge's original high-rise building. It's the old Louisiana National Bank. And the views, the elevated views of downtown, of the river, of LSU, it's just pristine. If you haven't been into the Watermark, you got to go check it out. And, of course, the Renaissance Hotel is on Bluebonnet, which is just off the interstate across from Perkins Row. And the Renaissance is where the LSU football team stays on Friday nights before home games. So on Black Friday, the LSU football team will be over at the Renaissance. So if you want to get on by the Renaissance Bar, Tallulah inside the Renaissance, have dinner, maybe people watch a little bit, cocktail, glass of wine, maybe autograph seeking a little bit, you could do it at the Renaissance Hotel this Friday and every Friday before Tiger home games. It's the Watermark and the Renaissance Hotels in Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance shops, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. I think we're rocking and rolling.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird. Russ Mitchell.
Kicking the tires and lighting the fires. Russ! Literally.
Well, I'm proud of Russ. I think Russ deserves it.
Rusty, come on up here. Absolutely, I thought that was going to happen because it's state. It's supposed to happen.
You know, I haven't had much of a chance to talk to you man to man, Russ.
How are things out there at DBU?
I want you to stay here and take care of things, Russ.
The only way you can point up is up.
Not going in our yard, Russ.
what's going in our living room.
It's like Troy.
Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
Put your foot on his throat and choke him out.
Take it, Russ.
All right, Thanksgiving Eve. What better way to spend it than with a few minutes with Russ Mitchell? He's on Twitter at Russ Mitchell CFB. How are you?
Oh, kicking the tires, lighting the fires, baby. You like my hat?
My Hudco
You like
hat. My Hudco
Yes.
hat returns. The set has been sans a Hudco hat since you left. That's the one that used to be on this set. But you know what? It looks better on you.
I did steal this hat. I will admit. I did steal this hat.
I gave it to you.
You did. But it sounds better if I say I stole it.
Okay, we'll go with that.
All right. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm glad we have a better slate of games. You and I are in total agreement that it's just a disaster that those games are stuck in November the way they are.
It's a disaster on so many levels. I mean, the fact that we only play, historically 8 conference games is already a bit of a laughing stock outside of the South. And I know a lot of the listeners don't care, but I have to go on radio outside of the South. And when I do, everybody's making fun of us. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And then you get a weekend like last week, and it's like, and it's just embarrassing. So yeah, no, and boy, Tiger Stadium. Oh, and I don't blame it. I don't blame anybody. I'm impressed that people bothered to go there for that crap. And, it's such a shame because, it was so much fun watching Jaden play. But, so ugly to have games like that in November.
Hey, do you have a thought on some of the sort, since you are in Arizona, some of the West Coast sort of shade being thrown at Jaden? I'm not sure if you saw the tweet from John Canzano or Ryan Lee made some comments. What's your thought?
I mean, people are selling their their book, man. I expected a little bit better. Even Lee, he's a professional too, but you expect professionals to be a little bit more thoughtful about their public comments. But I'm not thoughtful. So, there's some people out there that just say whatever the hell they want to. But, to carry a clipboard, what a clown, man. What a clown statement to make. Just, I don't read too much into it, Matt. I think it's just everybody's selling their cheese, right? You got a kind of cheese and you're going to sell it. And we talked about this last week. We talked about it on the whiskey and wine, which was so much fun. With that big evolutionary U-turn T-Bob, and you gotta lobby. You're gonna lobby for your guys, and so everybody out there who's got a Heisman vote, we're all calling each other and just trying to, basically I'm just trying, like, for example, I forget who it was. One of the ESPN announcers over the weekend was talking about Arizona State. And he was talking about how good Arizona State's defense is. And I'm like, man, they're not even top 60 in the country. So just take a step back, man. I mean, LSU will be playing this weekend the number 1 tackle for loss defense in the country and the number 2 sack defense in the country. That's a defense.
Yeah.
That's a defense. So, I think if anybody can, including present company, can go on shows in the West Coast and make sure people recognize that the statistics that Jaden has brought in to the barn up to this point, I mean, there's only one game left, have all come up against defenses that are significantly more challenging than what anybody on the West Coast has done so far.
We'll get to LSU and Texas A&M. Let's go through this slate here. Egg Bowl on Thanksgiving night. It's a double-digit line. Mississippi State stinks. Can they make this a game?
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Is it anything like we thought maybe last year with LSU and Texas A&M? I mean, A&M was a team staring down a 4-8 season, and LSU went on the road and got popped.
No, I don't think so. I think that as much as some of us may have passionate feelings about Texas A&M, it's not the Egg Bowl, man. This is Louisiana. LSU doesn't have anything like this.
I'm just meaning like a bad team that was at home and beat a good team that was napping a little bit.
Yeah, I think LSU went into that game thinking, "Oh, look, it's a bad team at 4. We don't have to worry about this game." And I can guarantee you, there's nobody at Ole Miss that feels that way, because they, if they could, would wipe Mississippi State in that 1 3-hour period off the face of the earth if it was humanly possible. I mean, the majority of those kids know each other intimately. And, I guarantee you there's a tremendous amount of hate that gets shared throughout the year. So, yeah, there's no sneaking up on anybody at the Egg Bowl. And, and with some prime showing, I think that they'll be very ready. And I don't see Mississippi State being able to sneak up.
What about Missouri and Arkansas? That's that Friday game. It's so funny, too, Russ, because the game LSU resented forever, being stuck on that Friday after Thanksgiving against Arkansas. Now Arkansas is stuck with Missouri, and they resent it, but Missouri's the one that's actually playing for something significant on Friday.
Yeah, Missouri's trying to go 10-2 and lock up a New Year's Six bowl, man. It's not 2007, but it's pretty amazing, given what a great job Eli's done. I mean, we loved that hire when he got there, and he's been doing such a good job. Missouri, the running attack has averaged over 5 yards per carry in the last 4 games. They're playing with a swagger that winning teams play with. This is an Arkansas program that I'm glad they kept Pittman. Although I think that had more to do. There's no West Texas oil money in Arkansas. But
they got money up there, man.
Look, brother, there's money everywhere, but there's not like
they got Walmart.
I think
they got Jerry Jones. They got Tyson Chicken. They got billionaires up there, Russ. It's just
of course they have billionaires up there.
LSU don't have billionaires. No, LSU don't have billionaires.
Look, man, I'm telling you what, that was, I think, as much about not wanting to be writing another check for a coach who's not coaching Arkansas as it was about, belief that Pittman is the right man for this job. And you know how I feel about Sam. He really irritates me sometimes, but I like him. The problem that I have with Arkansas, which no one's talking about, is the fact that the thing that's been crap for Arkansas this year has been the offensive line. And, he's been in charge of offensive line since he was at Hutchinson Community College back in 1991. That's his shtick. So, that's the thing that's so unforgivable in this season. The Auburn game at home was pretty unforgivable too. But do you realize if they don't win this weekend, which they're not beating Missouri. If they don't win, that means they don't have a Power 5 win at home this year. That's ugly. That's definitely ugly.
The Mississippi State game.
Yeah, but that was 7-3. It was ugly. I'm not saying it wasn't ugly, but it wasn't. What was it? 48.
That's what got Dan Enos fired.
Dude, what was the final in the Auburn Missouri game? I think it was 48. It was 48-20.
Auburn Arkansas was
Auburn Arkansas. What was the final?
48-10.
48-10. Woof.
That one got Dan. A lot of them got Dan. The whole season got Dan Enos fired.
48-10.
I
man.
know.
They can go winless against Power 5 programs at home, and they will.
He's on Twitter at Russ Mitchell CFB. We'll get to LSU and Texas A&M here in a bit. Okay, there's a lot of games, and I know we're short on time if we're just going to do one segment. So, dealer's choice here. Which would you like to touch on? What's relevant here of the games remaining?
Dude, let's just do 2 segments.
Okay. All right. Let's not got a break. We'll come back and we'll get to the rest of the games of the SEC weekend. Stay here. Russ is with us. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Pluckers, Nicholson, Bluebonnet, dine-in, carry-out, or delivery with 28 flavors of award-winning jumbo chicken wings, ice-cold draft beer, full-service bar, sports on TV. Tonight, every Wednesday, trivia. But tonight, only the Bluebonnet location. So they'll fire it up at 7:30, so 2 hours from right now, 7:30. Get on by Pluckers. Get your team together. Got family in town. Get on by Pluckers. Test your knowledge. Win Pluckers gift cards. Spin the prize wheel. Remember, every team gets to spin the prize wheel, even if you don't win a round. So you're going to win something. Food at Pluckers, Amazon gift card, other great gift cards from around town. It's at Pluckers. You got tons of sports to watch tonight. College basketball, the NBA. You want to bet on it all, you can do it. You can go watch it all at Pluckers, either location, Nicholson or Bluebonnet, dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. Final home game of the season, final game of the regular season on Saturday. Pluckers will be open at 11, Black Friday and on Saturday. So get on by either Pluckers location to watch your football, eat your wings, and drink your beer. It's Pluckers if you don't like our wings. We'll give you the bird.
was a humid day. Barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
The interior of an Infiniti is thoughtfully designed to be all about you. And by you, we mean every version of you. Because there's luxury you can feel, and there's luxury that lets you feel. Infinitely you. Experience luxury like never before with Infiniti Premium Care, included with the 2023 QX80 at your local retailer.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Citizens Bank and Trust invite you to bling in the holidays. Register today at 1045ESPN.com to win a $10,000 custom piece of jewelry handcrafted by Stuart Selassie himself. Bling in the holidays with Citizens Bank and Trust, Selassie Jewelry, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All right, Russ Mitchell is with us, previewing the week ahead in the SEC. We talked about the Egg Bowl. We talked about the Battle Line Trophy for Missouri and Arkansas. Let's get into Saturday, Russ, and we'll just go chronologically here. We can start at 11 a.m. on ABC. It's Kentucky and Louisville. This is at Papa John's Cardinal Stadium, or maybe it's just Cardinal Stadium now, whatever it is. Anyway, Louisville's ranked 10th in the country, and they're a touchdown favorite in this ball game. Can Mark Stoops and the Wildcats salvage anything of the season?
You know, it feels like a long time since Kentucky was 5-0 and basking in the glory of that, what we now know was not a very impressive win over Florida. And they've lost 5 of their last 6. The Kentucky run defense is holding up fine, but this is a Louisville offense that's clicking, passing game's efficient. They're not a turnover. There's not a turnover issue. They don't make penalties. And surprise, they're 10-1. Yeah. So, by the way, here's another thing to remember. Louisville hasn't beaten Kentucky since, can you guess?
Lamar Jackson?
2017.
Lamar Jackson?
Last time Louisville has beaten Kentucky. So, I think the Cardinal will be ready for this game.
Louisville has been awesome at home this year as well.
Yep.
A quick thought on Vandy, Tennessee. I mean, the only thing maybe of relevance here, Russ, is that Vandy loses, they go 0-8 in the SEC, and your old adage is if a coach goes 0-8 in the SEC, he should be fired. Do you think they should fire Clark Lee?
Yeah, if you go 0-8 in conference, you should get fired.
Okay.
I don't care who you are. I mean, look, this is a team. It's not like Vandy's giving up, 50 burgers to teams, right? The only programs that have scored 40, the only SEC teams that have scored 40 were South Carolina last week and Kentucky. So 2 teams that were trying to Now, I think that's probably because coaches don't want to embarrass Vandy. That probably has a lot to do with it. But I don't know, brother. I don't see. Look, if you want to watch anything in this game, if you want one thing, the Vols are 7-0. They're undefeated if they rush for 135 yards. They're winless if they can't get to 135 yards. Problem is Vandy pretty much has allowed everybody about Hawaii to get to 135 yards. And that's because they threw the ball. So I'm pretty sure Tennessee will get to 135 and they'll win this game.
Yeah, the only question is that they cover the 27. Iron Bowl, it's a 2-touchdown line. Hey, man, still a rivalry. It's at Jordan-Hare. Can Auburn keep it close?
I want to be really clear. New Mexico State's, among the best coached teams in college football. It's pushing for a Conference USA title, and it's playing really, really good football. But that was absolutely hideous, what happened over the weekend. Hideous. So don't be telling me about the 2021 Auburn team that, pushed Bryce Young to the wire. Don't be telling me about the 2019 Tigers who pulled off the win, or 2017, or how Freeze has beaten Saban twice. I don't want to hear any of it. This Auburn team can't keep up with Alabama, particularly an Alabama team that's playing for something, right? They should, if they beat Georgia, get into the playoff, but there's no guarantee. So they're looking for style points. They're looking for a statement.
Russ Mitchell, College Football News. The Gators haven't won since mid-October.
Damn, that's a shame.
They have not won since they squeaked past South Carolina 41-39.
Should have lost that game too.
Yes, well, should have,
technically,
but
technically, the Vanderbilt was the other game between the Kentucky game. So if they hadn't snuck past the Gamecocks, it would have been the only win since September the 23rd. Would have been Vanderbilt.
So They need to beat the Noles without Jordan Travis to get to bowl eligibility. And they're at home. And that is a short line, 6.5.
They don't have their quarterback either. So, their quarterback's hurt. I think, do you remember back in 1998, Florida State was 9-1. They were going for the first BCS championship game. That was the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
And Winky got hurt, remember?
Yeah, Marcus Outson played, yeah.
Yes, that's right. Marcus Outson came in, and they were playing a really good Spurrier team. The Gators were 10-1 that year. And Outson came in and they won. And then, ironically, they came out to the Fiesta Bowl, and Outson tossed that interception at Goodrich. Remember that? And she sprinted for the pick six down the sidelines, and that was 14-0, and Tennessee won there. Had one of their few moments of glory. I was at that game,
at least
pulling for the Vols.
Few moments of glory since the advent of color television. How about that?
But fair enough. Look, this is very not the Florida defense of 1998. I can tell you that. So I'm pretty sure the Seminoles will be able to run the ball well. They've combined for over 5 yards a carry through much of the season. I think they'll do that. Remember, though, Florida's playing for something here too, brother. They need this game to make it to a bowl game and get another month's worth of practice. And this team can use all the practice it can get.
Georgia Tech, anything interesting?
Yeah. I thought we were going to skip this one, actually.
It's rivalry week, and none of these games look any good.
Lost in, everybody focusing on Jaden Daniels' just ridiculous Burrow-esque season. We're going to have to start saying Daniel-esque now, which has a nice ring to it. Daniel-esque season. Carson Beck's playing pretty well. He's completing 73% of his passes. He's averaging more than 300 yards a game. He's not making many mistakes. He's only got 5 turnovers on the season, and he spread them out. Right? He's playing well. He plays good, too. He's strong, tall in the pocket, doesn't have happy feet. I like the way that kid plays a lot. So, this and Georgia Tech just has no pass rush. If you happen to turn this game on by accident over the weekend and you just watch Carson Beck standing in the pocket, he might not get touched all game. So no, I don't think the Yellow Jackets have much of a choice.
And then
much of a chance.
Clemson, South Carolina, just like Florida needs to win to get to bowl eligibility. Same for the Gamecocks. And they got to take on a Clemson. It's in Columbia, by the way. And they're taking on a Clemson team that, has had a pulse of late.
This is, 2 programs that have won 3 in a row down the stretch, feeling pretty good, feeling their oats. Clemson's done it against 2 ranked teams, so a little bit more impressive. They've done it behind some really, it's not a telephone call from, what was that kid's name? Taylor or Tyson or
from Spartanburg.
What was that kid?
From Spartanburg. Tyler from Spartanburg.
Tyler from Spartanburg. They've done it with some really great running and a lot of takeaways. They've got 11 turnovers. If you're looking at this game, Clemson, South Carolina, the one thing they're pretty okay with is run defense. They're ranked 5th or 4th in the SEC in run defense. And in turnover margin, believe it or not, South Carolina's 2nd best in the conference in turnover margin. So the 2 things that have really benefited Clemson over this run they've been on in the last 3 weeks, not a good matchup against South Carolina in the games in Columbia.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
With the Cox?
I might go with the Gamecocks here.
All right. No way Clemson beats the Cox. No way.
I like the Gamecocks.
I do too. T-Bob loves the Cox too. Talked to him about it earlier this week. That U-turn of evolution. I just wanted to say U-turn of evolution again.
Evolutionary U-turn.
That was so good. All right, Russ Mitchell, college football news, LSU, Texas A&M, Tigers, and Aggies.
All right.
The real question, I think, does A&M even have their eye on the ball? Or are they coming in here just to play out the string because everyone's worried about the coaching search?
No, I'm pretty sure A&M will be ready for this game. It's such a pity. It should be a crime to play football in the state of Louisiana before noon. It's just so bad for football,
I know.
the sport. Look, this is going to be a tougher game, I think, than a lot of LSU fans think it's going to be. Texas A&M can still have a 9-win season. Do you realize, and this basically shows you how inept A&M has been, that would tie, a 9-win season would tie Texas A&M for the best campaign they've had since 2012. And it would be the second best record since 1998. So, yeah, I think that they'll be aware of that. And the defense, by the way, we said this in the last segment, the defense is number 1 in the nation in tackles for loss. It's number 2 in sacks. It's all around good run defense. Yeah. Then there's the LSU defense.
Oh, man.
It's just been crap, right? Do you think A&M's going to run for 100 yards?
Yeah, of course.
Texas A&M 7-1 when they run for 100 yards.
And
0-3 when they don't.
They've also not played LSU.
Yeah, so and there's the rub, right? I mean, Daniel's stats have just been epic. And people throw around qualifiers. His numbers have been historic. They've been awesome, and I try not to use that word. I mean, he's been spectacular. So and the team knows, the LSU team knows that, and he knows that he needs another game. He needs to go out and put up numbers like that. He needs to perform, and I think he will. There's no reason to think he won't. There's no reason to think this offense won't. The offensive line knows how to play. The receivers know how to play. It's the end of the season. We know what we have. So this A&M defense might be outstanding, but they got roasted by Miami. They got roasted by Ole Miss. They got roasted by Alabama, all passing. And then at Tennessee, they got roasted in the running. So I don't know. Texas A&M has been far better this season than I think they get credit for on defense. And they're unbeatable at home, but they're 1-3 on the road. And Matt, where's this game being played?
Just down the street from our studios.
Tiger Stadium. So
Yeah.
I like LSU.
All right. Russ Mitchell, college football news. It is Thanksgiving. You got it.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say, those of you who've been listening to me over the last 12 or however many years we've been doing this know that, you still had hair back when we started.
Hey. There's no need for that.
There's no need. I agree. It's funny, though. If you've ever gone hungry, you'll never forget not having food. And, we have a great country and a great state, and we have a lot of neighbors that are hungry. And hunger, it doesn't matter what political party you're a member of, doesn't matter what team you root for, doesn't matter anything. If you're hungry, you're hungry. And often it's kids. So I just wanted I want to wish you all a very blessed Thanksgiving. I want to tell you all that I appreciate you. I know Matt and Moose and all the guys appreciate you. And if you can spare a little bit of time and a little bit of money to give a little food to your food bank, I know you have hungry neighbors, and I know they would appreciate you. And so that's all I wanted to say.
Well said, as always. Happy Thanksgiving, man. We appreciate you. We're thankful for you. We'll talk next week, all right?
All right. Take care, y'all.
All right. Be well. That is Russ Mitchell. This is After Further Review. We'll wrap it up with some Otter locks next.
AFR. It's a raving fan shout-out. Presented by Darin James & Associates, brokered by eXp Realty.
If you are thinking about selling your home, why would you call anyone other than the best? That would be Darin James. 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com. Look, go to Zillow. Go anywhere you find your reviews. How about this one, which says, Darin and his team made the entire process simple and kept us well informed the entire time. The best real estate company I have ever dealt with. Very professional, experienced, and helpful. Highly recommend. A 5-star review for Darin James and Associates, brokered by eXp Realty. If you need to sell your home, don't go it alone. Don't hire Aunt Maud, the realtor. Call the realtor that sells more homes than anyone. Call Darin James. 335-7666 or agent225.com.
Think real estate. Think Darin James.
At Corval Toyota in Opelousas, you can lock in the low rate of 3.99% on a Toyota Highlander. That's right, 3.99%. Lock in your low rate while you still can. At Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Would a couple that just came from a couples massage have any use for the massage seats of the Infiniti QX60? Yes, it appears they would. With driver and passenger massage seats, mute all your notifications and feel infinitely you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Plucker's Wing Bar, open till midnight or later every night of the week, where every Monday is all-you-can-eat wings. Plucker's Wing Bar. If you don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
All right, let's do it. Auto locks. Hit it.
Otter Locks, presented by Lofton Staffing Services. At Lofton, we put people to work. Call us today at 924-0200 or go to lofton.jobs.
Otter, how are you?
Doing good. How about you, sir?
Man, congrats. A little 2-0 night on college basketball. 0-2 on MACtion. But we're back for more. Otter, I'm excited about your college basketball picks, man.
You see that son of a gun take the ball at his 7-yard line with 2 minutes to go, up 17-0 with with Buffalo with just one timeout and not run the clock out. Oh my God!
Yep.
All right,
It's all right.
You may have heard me from you club. I was screaming like crazy. Poor neighbors, they don't know what the hell's going on. Anyway, I got one tonight. It's down at Cancun though. We're gonna go at Arkansas minus the points against Stanford. But I didn't want to say anything. Thanksgiving and. Look, I mean, I apologize for messing up with, what's his name yesterday. So, if there is, so we got this promo going on. The promo for Musso.
Oh yeah, the Matchular.
Yes, the Matchular. Okay, that's happening in New Orleans.
Yes, they're going to the Fillmore to watch the Aqua concert.
Awesome. So guess what? I got date 2. I got $150 credit to gift cards from Musso at Rufino's.
Okay.
Otter. Thank you, Otter.
Talk is cheap, okay?
1 minute remaining.
I apologize.
Hopefully there's a second date. If there is, it's on the Otter.
Listen, it might be enticing to get her out for a second
About
date.
to say that 100. I mean, that might do the deal.
I got the 150 so you can get a glass of wine, appetizer, whole thing.
That's
and look,
so good.
all right, look, here we go. Thanksgiving tomorrow. Lions, 49ers, Chiefs.
All right, Lions-Niners teaser.
Washington plus the point and sprinkle a little Washington money line against the Cowboys.
Oh, okay. Let's go. All right, Otter.
Sam Houston State's covered 3 in a row, one last 2 out of 3. Don't give up on it now, Musso.
Get out of here. Happy Thanksgiving, Otter. All right. Paulie Muse, see you. Happy Thanksgiving. See you Friday.
AFR.
Brought to you by DraftKings, official sports betting partner of the NFL and official sports betting partner of the NBA. Remember, new customers this week, make that $5 NBA bet. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the promo code Baton Rouge. Make that $5 NBA bet. Any NBA bet, they'll give you $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Also, of course, you just heard it from the Otter. You got 3 NFL games on Thanksgiving. You want to get in on all the action, do it. You want to place those bets on the NFL and college football this weekend. You're running out of college football days to bet. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the promo code Baton Rouge. Remember, new customers make a $5 NBA bet. They'll give you $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's only at the DraftKings Sportsbook. With the promo code Baton Rouge, the crown is yours. 21 and older, physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms. Licensing partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-426-2537.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on all new 23 Ford F-150 Black Widow trucks, plus $2,750 discount APR and 5.9% for 72 months. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
His name is King. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.